intrepid adventurers. Tonight, 75 of the Crimson Moon Chronicles. I wanted to thank each and every single one of you for joining us tonight. I do apologize for the lack of a session that we had previously. I was ill, and I could not do anything. So, we will be continuing tonight. The last we saw our heroes, they were in Brailton. And while they were in Brailton, there was a wedding ceremony that took place. And a lot happened. If you missed it, please click the link, get caught up. We pick up where we left off, which was after Sharlock had done something terrible to another god that our heroes had met. Going through a dimensional portal within that god's dimension, they come back out in a safe haven of sorts. And they've landed right back next to somewhere familiar. If you recall, Leon's home place of Shimmerberry. Our heroes were greeted with a familiar face. A dragon by the name of Felglos. What will happen tonight? Sit back, grab an ale, and let us tell you another tale of the Crimson Moon Chronicles.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody.
SS, I hope you did.
I don't think they missed a gap in the upload schedule. They probably won't even notice.
As you all look up, you see Felgalos has grown bigger since the last time that you have seen him.
Not here.
How much bigger?
Oh, sweet lord.
He's a full-size adult copper dragon?
Or is he
He's
still
a
like
young adult.
I was gonna say mature adolescent is probably more like it. But dang it! I'm used to being sort of tall. And now I'm very short.
I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We could say the same about you, friend.
I dare say you've never seen this side of me before, but it is good to see you, Felgalos.
I see you. You're right there. As he pokes a claw right at your snoot. Good to see you. What do I call you now?
Well, our names haven't changed, but we're widely known as the Crimson Blades.
No, Rokai, you! Your name!
Me! Oh. Well, as they said.
And you nitty-wit!
You said! I thought he heard... Rokai, hi. I'm...
Just because I said it doesn't mean he's not waiting to hear it from the owner of said name.
Okay.
Lord.
I was talking to you. As he points to Rokai.
I'm very sorry. It has been an extremely trying... How long
Few
has
hours?
it been?
Since I've seen you?
Somewhere in the vein of 15 years?
Closer, longer than that.
It's been about 16.
I would say closer to 17 years, I think.
I feel
I don't
Shouldn't
feel old.
15 of those passed by for about 2 weeks for us.
yeah, 15 years passed in 2 weeks in the Feywild. Fair.
Well, you all will have to tell me about it
There's a lot.
over some nice libations.
Are we going to try and get Rokat
Please.
drunk now?
Follow me.
Okay.
Well,
It's
pleasure.
probably been a while since you've been to Shimmerberry.
I remember
Hasn't
glitter
it?
juice.
Actually, on that note, last I heard Shimmerberry was under siege from one Arasta.
Happened.
yes.
Arasta has taken refuse there.
Oh,
As
Refuse?
he points over
refuge, I think he
Over.
means.
over to a large waterfall with a cavern that is behind the waterfall, surrounded by trees.
Fair. So she has taken refuge here? From what?
Imagine the
She
thing.
has halted her siege for quite some time now. She speaks in riddles.
Mm-hmm.
We do not understand what she means.
Well, lucky
Interesting.
you. We are considered her patron saints. We might be able to speak to her soon.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna let Moxie explain.
You were drunk and you did the whole damn thing yourself. Okay?
You all allowed it to happen.
Yes, because you still had more intelligence than all the rest of us combined sober when you were plastered.
I'm not going to argue. I am going to let you explain it.
Okay. So, Draxus, whom you may or may not be familiar with, was a friend of
I
ours.
am not.
Okay. Well, he made a deal with Arasta's sister, who at the time was the Spider Queen. And we had to go get an artifact from her called the Seed of Endless Possibilities. We made a deal with Arasta that she would deal with her sister, and the fact that her sister wanted nothing more than to make us into toys. Excuse me. And she then basically wished away her sister's power and existence.
Specifically, I believe the term was the memory of
The
whatever
memory
her name
of
was.
her for 10,000 years.
Yes.
And thus supplanted her as the
I
Spider
want to
Queen.
say it worked well because Kai forgot the name, but also Kai was bad with names.
Oh yeah, there was an assassin that came along. His name was Cathron, and you called him Catherine constantly. Kai, as you knew him, had gotten very, very drunk and remembered nothing until we told him afterward. He made the deal with Arasta.
I don't do that anymore.
So we got what we wanted, which was for Lolth to leave us alone. And then she wished Alder, Einhart, Ostris, Nathburn back into the material plane of existence, who he's now become a lich and a very big problem.
There's
a lot more in between, but that's the bare basics.
Let's not overload them. There's a lot to unpack in just that little bit.
That's fair. We'll get there. There's a lot.
Yes, it might do us best if we were out of the open and possible prying ears.
Oh, I know what. Felgalos, meet James. Go on, say hi.
Hello.
He needs a reason to
Hello
stretch
to
his wings.
you. You see James land right on Felgalos's head as Felgalos looks up. What a sweet individual.
Don't make him mad.
Please, my friends, come with me.
Should we call... Guys, why don't we call the crew in and let them enjoy the sights of Shimmerberry? Because I know
Yeah.
at least one of our crew on our ship
Well,
is from another continent and has never seen Shimmerberry before.
on that note, how close actually are we? Are we like within walking distance just through the tree line, or are we miles away?
I
Felgalos,
would
you said you were on patrol?
advise
Using the
that
ship.
you use the ship and follow me. We are
Okay.
a little ways away from Shimmerberry, but yes, I was on patrol.
The lack of mushrooms was kind of a giveaway to me.
Right.
Captain
Now,
Sloust!
follow
Yes?
this dragon, if you please.
Is the ship able to get airborne?
Oh, that's true.
There's a lot of damage that we have sustained, but we may be able to make it a short distance.
I don't anticipate further conflict on the way.
And we'll be able to get repairs done while we're in this place. It is a place of wonder.
There are supplies, yes?
We have a great many.
We'll be sure to reimburse you in whatever way is appropriate. Oh, Captain Sloust. Felgalos. We've known him
Friend
since
of
he was
ours.
what do you
We've
call
known
a
him since
young
he was-
dragon? A whelp?
A youngling is
Yes.
one word.
A wormling.
Wormling. Thank you.
Basically a baby.
It has been a while since I was that.
Aw.
And
However-
this is Captain Sloust. If you need the ship to do anything, you can tell him directly.
Captain, I am General Felgalos. Pleased to
Well?
meet you.
I like
Yes,
it.
you don't remember?
I don't
Went
remember the
from-
general title.
Oh, we had recruited him to be a guardian, and it seems he's fully grown into the role.
He said a garden, if I correctly recall. But guardian was the intention. Yes.
We've all said a great many things that are embarrassing. Let's not dwell on that.
It was.
Although
cute.
it was
I
adorable.
am still a garden of Shimmerberry.
Moxie's heart just kind of melts in the moment. It's like time. Can't it stand still?
Captain Sloust, please follow me and do not tarry. We have repairs to make on your ship. As Felgalos spreads his wings wide, you see the shine that comes off of this metallic dragon, the brass gleaming like a newly forged sword.
Is he
I
a
keep
brass?
saying-
I thought he was a copper.
I keep saying
No, he's
copper.
brass.
He's brass.
Oh, he's
been
brass.
No, he's a
this
brass
whole time.
dragon.
Why did no one
Okay.
correct
Yep.
me?
As Felgalos
They look similar. I thought it was
takes
just a
to
genuine
the
mistake.
air with a large flap of his wings, you feel the strength of the gust of wind as it hits you. As you all think back to when he was but a wormling, that was the size of a small dog, nipping at your heels and speaking in the most broken of common. You see
thought he
him,
could burn my shirt.
a fully young adult dragon now. As you all think back to all of the other terrible dragons that you've met along the way of your journey, you start thinking back to a lot of the good dragons that you've met along the way. This was the first dragon that you all ever saw.
I'm
That
glad
was
we
good.
stopped to talk to him.
I'm glad we decided to get him to not try to attack Shimmerberry, or he wouldn't be here. I don't know.
As Captain Sloust takes the ship up, you notice that you all are jostling around a lot as the ship is quite badly damaged. You see that some flames are coming out of the right-hand side
What's that?
as you see some of the crew working to put it out and put it back together.
I go check on the heart of the ship.
Bard gonna bard. Help those guys keep their focus. Let them know where we're going.
Yep. She's going to run and grab her drum and literally just start a nice, steady beat to kind of have everyone focus on. So that'll be a plus 12 if anybody needs it for anything.
They do.
Plus a d12, I should say, a d12, but whatever.
You see
the-
Kamsha, that is outside of the ship, using some magic spell to keep herself levitated in the air. as she is using some of her magic to place bits of wood back into place. I'm running low on supplies. I will need more.
Where we're landing, you will have plenty of them.
Good.
It's only a short distance. It hopefully won't be but a few minutes.
As Miknik gets to the heart of the ship, you notice that smoke is billowing out, and that is a purple color.
Hmm.
Can I help you in any way?
As the clamshell
I know you're hurt. You've been through a lot. Would the fuel help? I rush over and grab it and hand it over.
he points to the plug-in system.
Right.
As you see the liquid start flowing through as the ship seems to the clamshell closes as the smoke becomes a light blue color.
Well, hopefully that'll be good until we can arrive and make repairs.
As you all are looking over the side of the ship, as you see Felgalos, you notice that the sun is starting to rise in the distance. As you see the large tree line, you go over as Felgalos brings you into the tree line. There it stands. The tree of knowledge.
The mother tree.
The mother tree itself.
It still stands.
Standing tall and proud. As you notice that new structures around it seem to have been built. New enlarged decks around the tree, bringing out more areas for those that work within the mother tree to go out and study and to work on writing more books to put into
Oh, look, they finished the
tree
second
itself.
wing.
Is it bad that I'm already thinking of how to fortify those into defensive positions?
I wouldn't
No,
say
not
that's
at all.
bad at all.
No, because I have something else in mind for more
You have to
drastic
remember, when we were
measures
building
later.
this, it was still doing the siege, so, or at least working with the plans.
And
As
I have
the
ideas
ship
for drastic measures.
comes down to park itself, Fogalos comes up to the ship. Please, come out. It's been some time since you have been
Yes.
here in Shimmerberry.
Yes.
He will call the rest of the crew up on deck. If you all wish to come and see the glorious wonder of this city, you may.
I will be there, absolutely. And what is this place?
This is Shimmerberry. Be mindful of the mushrooms. We don't know what all they do. Some of them are.
They're mostly harmless.
I will
don't
say-
look at it.
We have evidence of a very good reason, which I'm not at liberty to divulge, but you should not ever even taste any mushrooms if you don't know exactly what they already do. Right, Leon?
You're funny, aren't you? Really
No,
funny.
he could-
That sounds like a challenge.
No, sir.
If I've ever heard
If
one.
you value the number of appendages
No,
you currently
I
have,
would suggest you to try the glitter juice challenge at the bar. It's
Oh,
one of a kind, and
that's a
there's a
challenge.
mushroom above it that will go and make sure you don't get too wasted.
Now, funny thing, I think I'm the only one to ever surpass that challenge.
You might be. I know that I
You see,
can poke the mushroom.
Dinwar and Abwabel go down the ladder
It's...
as Kamsha says, what about those supplies?
We'll work on that. I think you've all earned some shore leave.
Belgolo said before we left that there would be supplies here, so I'm sure we ask him.
be able to use. But
Actually-
first, we all deserve some rest.
Actually, fair point. Felgalos, is there a place we can put the ship down on the ground?
How
So that
about
we
over
don't-
by my tower?
Sure.
Oh, technically, it's
Very well.
All right.
not my
Kamsha, you
tower
set up a
anymore,
brace to
but
keep it upright so that the engines can relax, and you have everything that you need to repair, okay?
Very good. As the ship comes down, you all see the tower as it looks lifeless, as if nobody has been in there for a very long time. You see that vines have grown around it.
Leon,
The
why do I
hedges
recall
are
you
tall.
signing? Why
You
do I
know?
recall you signing this over to Asmodeus?
Asmodeus, because I had to go and sign it over.
Ah,
Because otherwise, we would not have received his help.
well, it looks like he's not residing here, so
You
It
may still
wasn't
be able.
Asmodeus, pretty sure, but that's beside the point.
I didn't understand a word of that.
I said I don't think it was really Asmodeus.
Remember, someone was posing as him. I need to go check on Mabari and make sure he's still.
Anywho, I've got things to
Well-
get out of there.
You know, now that I think of it, any lawyer would probably tell you that that contract is null and void because it was made under false pretenses. I think it's still yours, Leon.
Hopefully.
Not sure if
Either
that
way.
works for divine contracts, though.
No, divine contracts are a whole different breed. Moxie's
He
going
owns
to
the
go
land
and-
and the building. He doesn't own the things inside. I need to get the Nivium out. But
Moxie's
that's
going to
for
go
later.
check on Mabari and make sure that he and Riot are okay.
I've got a lot of things to do here.
So what do you all do first?
Well, as everyone goes their separate ways with something to do, Rokai, for the first time in 2 days, stands still and realizes that he has no direction on anything and decides he's perfectly fine with that. And he takes up under a tree to meditate for a bit, in plain view.
Alright.
I put a
As
bit of fly leaf
Rokai
next to him.
sits down, you notice that the moss around you begins to glow.
Well, that's different.
Pretty.
As one of the trees drops an apple next to you.
I look to the tree. Is that for me?
Nothing is said.
I'll
Nothing
pick it up anyway.
moves.
I'll pick up the apple. I'll lightly brush the glowing moss. Hold the apple, appreciate it, and meditate on the gift.
As Moxie goes to check on Mabari, you open the door and you see Mabari sitting on his bed. As he looks up,
You've had a rough time.
that's a bit of an understatement.
Indeed, it
Good
is.
to see you.
We've reached a place of rest and filled with glowing. I almost called them marshmallows. I don't know why. Mushrooms.
Hey, don't worry. Some of them do look like marshmallows.
We're in a place called Shimmerberry. It's where Leon's from.
I remember him talking about it. I've rested for too long.
Yeah, come on.
As he stands up, you hear his spine crack in multiple places.
Oh god. That's not fun.
Please
Alright.
show me around.
And I'm sure there's liquor here that will actually get you drunk. It's called glitter juice.
I'm not sure if he's quite ready for a drink.
It existed. I didn't say I was giving it to him. That's not my place. That's for Leon to decide. It's his hometown after all.
What do the rest of you do?
I'm gonna go up to Rokai because out of character I can't remember this, and there's been enough going on that in character Nick might not remember this. Ask, do you remember what it was that we wanted to do with the homestone?
Can you be more specific?
There was something you wanted me to look at with it or tinker
However,
with it. Or...
I remember you saying we should probably fix it.
Fix the broken bit, or the bit that he sealed shut, because Rokai sealed it shut.
Yes.
If anything, I was probably considering that I was overly harsh in putting that tar in there. So I think maybe you and Abubel might be able to undo my rash decision.
Yeah. Enjoy your meditation. I'll go speak with him now.
Yes. Still hanging on to that apple.
Meanwhile,
Leon, what do you do?
Leon is trying to get back inside his house.
As Leon walks up, you brush against some of the hedges, remembering how you and Glimmick used to tend to them. Going along the cobblestone path that has grass that is grown over, and coming up to the door, the vines that have wrapped around it have sealed the door shut.
Oh, that's
what
right.
do you do?
Caligon hasn't even got to see our home yet. And here I am trying to open it up. Well, best to get it out of the way. See if I can't clean this place up a bit before I go and show him how much of a wreck I caused. And Leon starts to pull away some of the vines around the door itself. And pulls open the door.
Dust fills the air as you see sunlight that is coming through the windows. You see the dust particles gleam through the sunlight.
Yeah,
as the place feels
as I remember.
empty and alone.
Well,
you also still see the place where it was ransacked by the Banderhobbs and Nergal.
Sweet God.
His feet did not like that name.
Sweet God. That's...
Pop, 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 pop.
That sounds like a sputtering motorbike. Just...
It sounds like Nab's internet got upset at the memory. Nergal and Banderhobbs.
I'm sorry.
As Leon brushes one of the tables, he sees a book. A book that Glimmick used to keep as a journal. As he brushes the dust off of it, landing on Leon's shoulder. It's okay, Master. I miss him too.
We all do.
But we have done him very proud, I would say. The journeys that we have been on so far, he would be so proud.
I don't know, some of the shenanigans might have caused him more grief than anything.
He would definitely have a word or two for you. But this place is filled with good memories.
Yes. Leon will put back down the book and head up to his study. Need to get my stuff figured out. That Nivium is apparently a lot more than just a trinket.
What do the rest of you do as Leon rummages through his things?
Moxie's walking at whatever pace Mabari manages to show him through the town, avoiding mushrooms left, right, and center.
This place is quite beautiful.
And we've
As
met.
he looks up, you just notice the beauty that is coming through all of the foliage of the treetops, the light coming down, brimming off of the moss and the different vines that have the mushrooms, almost putting out a prismatic effect of lights throughout the entirety of Shimmerberry.
Could have
As the
grown up
rest
in a
of the
place like
mushrooms
this.
around glow and light up everything around it with an iridescence and a bioluminescence that makes you feel calm and welcome. You notice that the trees have also turned different shades of red and orange and brown. It is beautiful.
Do you wish we could have grown up in a place like this instead of where we were?
Best not to dwell on what could have been.
Girl can dream. I like it here.
I like where we are.
Let's go find you some food, huh? Think you could use
Rokai
something to
holds
eat.
up the apple.
It. Ah! Holy hell!
I've been here for an hour.
Yes, and I only just noticed I was standing next to you. Thank you. You startled me.
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you up. Glad you're doing well.
Me too.
I hope our good king under the mountain proved palatable.
He hit the spot.
Good, I was worried he'd give you indigestion.
He gave me indigestion.
I'm sorry, Riot. I'm sorry. You did need you did need it, given how everything went.
Some of his brainstem was a little spicy.
Ew! Gross!
Probably to do with the influence of a literal god of chaos.
Yeah, that's true.
Or is it a demigod? I'm not sure what his standing is.
I don't
Or
know.
the fact that you kind of splattered his brains, but I'm sure that's fine.
One way or another, now I'm wondering if he still exists after what happened with...
Let's not dwell on that, please.
Right.
Oh yes, Mabari, you missed the 5 minutes we were in the abyss. The literal
Damn.
5. You
Felt-
missed the literal 5 minutes.
It felt a lot longer.
She does share the mental image of the critters that decided to try attacking the ship. I wanted one of these, but when I found out they're pack hunters and they're the size of the ship, I decided against that. That's not a good idea. Their eyes were too pretty, though.
Can't deny it would be useful having one as an ally.
Ooh.
Those
You don't
That's not going to
are
happen, but it will be useful.
voxes.
voxes.
I thought you were about to say something foul.
Those are foxes.
You know what any of that is. I didn't know you knew anything about the abyss.
Well, he did eat the brain of the king under the mountain, didn't he?
That would be the Underdark, not the abyss.
I believe they are close, aren't they?
No, different planes.
Everything seems to be a different
Where-
plane.
Where the 9 circles of hell are law and evil, chaos and evil is the abyss. That is the difference between that is the difference between devils and demons.
What does that have to do with Dwergar?
The Underdark is a completely different plane, ran by Dwergar, Drow, and a multitude of other things.
And if
Currently
I'm
go
not
goblins.
mistaken,
in the
formerly, I seem to recall formerly Arasta, and now that Boingo goblin
King
guy.
Bungo.
That him.
So if that is true, it is now home to a different breed of goblins entirely.
I've never liked goblins ever. Ugh.
What are we gonna?
I would hate to see what they look like.
I definitely prefer drow to goblins.
I mean, if the Dwergar weren't actively trying to kill us, they seem reasonable enough.
The ones we gave to Zakord were rather appreciative. We met a purple dragon during that fight with the old king.
Those are extremely rare.
Yep.
And
Has 2 babies. And is very aggressively protective.
As would be anything.
Yep, as I noticed with your niece.
Why are we here?
Look at the ship. Like, turn around and look at the ship and look what the fuck happened to it recently.
Actually,
What did you all do?
actually,
Excuse
Moxie,
me?
even outside of that circumstance, it's a fair question. We didn't choose to come here. We
What do you
lucked
mean?
into this. We were chased by Sharlock across, in between, and through, I feel, many realms. And when we lost him, he said he'll see us in Shimmerberry, or Shimmerberry is nice this time of year. That was
So-
before we found our own way back here.
Let me explain this a little bit. So we found out that the topaz in the Chardalyn dragon that had been shooting at us up in the Icewind Dale was controlled by one of the 2 mouths of Sardior.
When were we in the Icewind Dale?
You've been asleep for a
Oh
long
goodness. Oh mercy. So okay, further back. You nearly died in Iron Falls. We then
What?
with those wretched elves. We then went back to the place where
I-
the resistance was
I
staying.
do still want to know how that happened. I just found you at the base of a wall. I thought you were coming to help us.
Yeah.
But we can visit that after this story.
So, back to the resistance, then back to the Icewind Dale to deal with the Chardalyn dragon. And the old king that you then got to eat. Found out the stones were connected to the chaotic mouth of Sardior. Met both mouths of Sardior. Met Sardior himself after passing his test, which was a bitch and a half, I'll say. And in the midst of speaking with him, Sharlock showed up. They fought. Sardior's head got ripped off. And then we were chased through the slipstream through the liminal space between point A in Sardior's realm and point B, where we ended up in the abyss the first time, and then Leon used a tuning fork and moved us back to the material plane.
Moxie,
What?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but something just occurred to me.
Yes?
Why, after all this time, did he find Sardior the moment we arrived to talk to him?
He doesn't know how to find us pretty much anywhere. I would say he's got ways of knowing where we are.
He hasn't been able to do that for quite some time. This is the first since Bahamut. And I have a feeling it might have something to do with a gift we were given.
Which one? How recent? Are you, the
The
most
one
recent...
who called himself Timberchod, who I lost my cool with, remember?
Oh, the corpulent red dragon at...
Who gave a
Your-
bag of rubies? One of which you gave to...
One of which I gave to Sardior, having no earthly fucking idea what could possibly be done with them. Oh, fuck. That's on me. I shouldn't have kept them. That's... You know what? Nope. Nope. I'm not going to blame myself for being ignorant. Nope. I'm sad that it happened. I do think we should get rid of them.
Leon!
Or-
Leon! We have a
I'm going to
concern!
leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. My brain's starting to hurt.
We should maybe do something with those gems. Where are they?
They're in my room. You break anything, I break your legs.
I wouldn't dare. I'll send Guank in.
He is not allowed to eat anything.
I'm teasing. I just wanted to see your face. Leon, yes, probably.
Leon walks out of the building half covered in cobwebs and carrying a few books and regents.
Oh my god! Oh my lords! Leon, you're
Yes?
a walking dust bunny.
Oh, it's not that bad. It just needs some cleaning in there.
And,
Just walk through it about 5 more times.
So funny.
Anyway.
Now, what's this you...
Yes,
you need to inspect the bag of rubies that I have from...
I've linked some concerns about these to recent events, and we need to make sure there's no spells on them or anything tracking their location. Or ours.
That's simple enough. Cast detect magic on it. On the rubies itself and the bag.
As you
Right, and what I was saying.
cast detect magic, you do detect a tracking spell.
Well, we've got a tracking spell. So, let's take care of that. Dispel
What else
magic.
they could do? Well, then again, they're gemstones. You can do anything with a gemstone.
I mean, if nothing else, they'd be good spell reagents, but...
Oh yes, I need to know how much those are worth, by the way, DM.
We have a dozen.
If they are... Because if they are used for something, I can go and get us some enchanted gear set up. With Glyph of Warding.
How nice would it be to get... turn something that was a tool of the enemies against him?
To get hold of some decent, smaller gems so that I can make signet rings for the Order of the Crimson Blades, since we clearly have one full-fledged knight and we have a junior knight.
Oh, we'll just
They're both
tear up one of
within-
these. We've got the tools inside the mansion. We can go and tear apart one of these big rubies into something smaller. They won't have the shine of some of the smaller gemstones, but it will work for now.
What was that, James?
I think that was James. I think that was Justin.
I know it was
Oh,
Justin.
yeah, sorry.
He was whistling, and I was just playing it up.
Where was I and what I was saying? I think I might have just lost my train of thought. We
The
were trying to...
gemstones for the rings.
Before
you were talking
that-
about.
No, what I was telling Mabari. I
Oh.
was trying to tell Mabari about everything that he freaking missed because he was in a coma.
So while she's telling this, just assume that Rokai is filling you and anyone else who is nearby about my theories of the gemstones.
Yes.
That way I don't have to explain them again on stream
Mm-hmm.
for like the third time. Second time. Third, whatever. I don't want to bore viewers.
Hey, any info dump is a good thing for viewers because they want more information, and a little bit of insight into the behind the scenes isn't so bad.
Not to mention, recaps are nice to some degree.
There's a lot to remember, and if you don't take notes, you get lost quick without some refresh.
Now that I think about it, it seems our every interaction with him, he's trying to put some sort of way of keeping tabs on our location onto our ship.
He hasn't tried to kill us. He very well could have.
I wasn't joking when I said if he wanted to smite us, he would have by now.
Mm-hmm.
He put Mabari and Civic on board. Civic, in fact, housing consciousness of Aeon at the time.
But here's the thing, he doesn't know where the you-know-what is, and he kind of figures we might be involved. What with the,
That we were
display.
given. And the thing that we were given when I handed over the ruby, the thing that I was given in return, pretty big thing.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder if he's got ears on us, places that we
Yes.
aren't looking.
He has them everywhere. He's a god.
Not
above
quite.
many other gods. Well, he's a god killer currently. He's a god killer, not quite.
Current value 120,000. They're worth 1,000.
You said what now?
Wait, no, that's wrong. Number.
120 grand.
Hang on.
If there are
Wait.
1,000 each, that would be 12.
Yes, I was wondering where all that
Okay,
came from.
12,000.
Still
Sorry.
a lot.
Yeah, sorry. 12,000.
That's enough to do a
12,000.
A
lot.
lot. Ooh.
12,000.
Holy hell!
In that case, yes.
Well, looks
Yes.
like we're keeping these. We're not just throwing them away because that's just my
That's a glyph of warding on anyone that needs it for spells.
word.
And just so you know, you guys could store your own spells inside the glyphs.
I don't.
So, in other words, Miknik could store some of his healing in a spell that you could activate on a word instead of having to have Miknik himself come over.
Intriguing. I
Oh,
don't
that's
suppose
beside
it
the-
works with key.
Do they last like longer than a day?
They are permanent.
Does it recharge or
No.
how you'll?
I would have to inscribe it again.
But on
One
a
time
day
you-
where we don't do a lot, I could
doesn't have to go
stack
anywhere.
them.
And it works with concentration, so you could have fly if you wish, and be able to fly without me having to control that effect.
Technical note. Does Manic sound loud to everyone else?
No.
Slightly, but that's fine.
I think my mic did. Yeah, it did. Brilliant. Thanks, Windows. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. I caught it.
So
Anywho,
there's and Moxie will continue updating Mabari. I hope I didn't make your head explode. That's a lot that I just had to tell you. But yeah, no, Sardior is now dead, as is Bahamut, the lastest Tiamat. That's not fun.
Well, you all have definitely been busy.
Yep. Not to mention, I got gored through by Rokai's former childhood friend. That wasn't pleasant.
Hmm.
And I do mean that very, very literally. It hurt.
I'm surprised you all are still alive.
Do that sometimes. But then again,
What,
Well-
Leon?
I need to go and see about Calabraxis and probably go and gather all the mages in the city. I've got a bad feeling about that
What do
spell.
you mean?
The clone spell. They're using it improperly. They shouldn't be able to do what they're doing. I'm worried they're
What
going to.
spell?
Moxie re-explains what happened in Brailton with the cloning and the weirdness.
The never-ending army.
Yeah, and the draconian army that's currently being cloned. Ugh.
Lovely.
Courtesy of a particular member of the Idaris clan.
Mm. Yes, do you know anything about that family, by the way?
Hopefully we'll find out more information here.
I don't know much. I've heard of them. They're very influential around the realm. A lot of connections.
All I've gleaned is that they are very proficient in the reproductive magics. Other than that, no one really told me much when I was a child, other than you're marrying her.
And then she married your jackass of a former friend.
That was not willing.
Oh, but she still did, and I don't like any of it.
Moxie. 1, I asked him to look after her. 2, she was not herself, as we well saw. And 3, my word is currently at play against my emotions, so cool it.
anger at her. It was at the whole situation. I know very well she was forced into the situation. The whole thing sucked. Like a... Never mind. I'm not finishing that statement.
I appreciate it.
All right,
You see Felgalos come out with James as Felgalos presents you all. Libations, anyone?
You. Oh, Mabari, this is Felgalos.
Please.
We've known him since he was a wormling.
Since he was
Pleased
about
to
Roderick
meet you.
High.
Yes, very much so. Thank you for the height differentiation, Rokai.
I couldn't think of a better example that was present.
Yes, I am a fairy dragon, but I
Oh.
can grow differently,
Are you
No one has
especially if
ever
I
said
use
that-
this.
No one has ever said that small size is a bad thing. The person in our party with the most enemies felled, I
Power?
believe, is the halfling.
Yep.
I'm not taking full credit.
The most direct kills.
I've finished some battles, but certainly not entirely by myself.
I counted 6 felled by you in the Icewind Dale alone when we faced the Frost Dragon.
And most of the battles you finish are the ones that I started. Let's be honest here. The person who's supposed to be the diplomat gets too pissy sometimes and then just gets trigger happy. And then it's area of effect, boom.
But also, Felgalos, when did you become such a proper gentleman?
It has been some time since we've seen each other. I've had to help Calabraxis in the protection and also some diplomacy matters.
I see, and Calabraxis would be remiss if he passed up the manners education, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Social education, that's what I meant. But, Felgalos, you're among friends. Here you can relax at least.
This is me relaxing.
Has also just grown and
Okay.
matured, so this is him completely at ease. That's fine.
These days, if I am not in my current state, I am typically burning alive my enemies.
Calm is good. Calm is good.
Oh, that's
Good
something
thing.
else I didn't get to explain to you, Felgalos. A lich stole my hand!
And let's be fair, also my eye, which I'm still not
I
I'm still not certain
don't
which version of our
really
world has
know
that.
what a lich is, but I am sorry to hear that.
Lich is a really powerful zombie that they don't die unless you destroy a special thing they have called a phylactery.
If
So
you've
they
heard of
just keep-
Skelno,
Okay,
if you've heard of Skelno, he was a lich.
He's
Emphasis
now.
was.
I've heard
still
of
alive.
him. I heard good things about Skelno. We did some dealings with his company for some of our sick a while
Oh.
back.
Well, the company no longer exists, and neither does he. So
Well, that is unfortunate.
Well,
I mean,
perspective here.
yeah, fair.
They were providing something useful for the people, but if anyone was ever unable to pay on their loan, they would repossess.
the thing loaned, essentially.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, Skelno, had some pretty horrendous practices. Jiminy. Raminitely. That sound.
Well, my friends, please rest, do what you must. Leon, I believe that I heard that you said that you wished to speak to Calabraxis. I'm assuming all of you would like to do that.
You get to meet another legend today. Come on.
Is
Well,
this correct or
For
not?
Yes.
several reasons, yes.
And you may wish to join us.
I certainly wouldn't deny you a place in the proceedings.
If you all would allow me, I would like nothing less than to accompany the great Crimson Blades.
If the sentry duty can afford to lose you, however briefly.
Things seem calm for now.
They often do.
My sentries are always at the ready.
Tell me
Okay.
about that. How many do you have? How big is your force?
Approximately 20 at the moment in the tree line.
They are human, elf?
We have many a Sylvan Rangers.
So I wouldn't be able to spot them even if I knew exactly where to look. That is good.
Hardly anything seems to escape your gaze except me, it would seem.
My friends, please, come with me. As he takes you to the familiar doorway down the path of mushrooms,
Oh my
to the
goodness.
door that once had a specific symbol that was on it.
Isn't this the back door?
This was the door we came through courtesy of my contract.
As the
Ooh.
door opens, you all are flooded with memories of the first time that you stepped through this door. You think back to that first moment when you didn't know who Hex was, or Aeon, or any of it, wondering who that person was that helped you so very long ago.
This was
And
where
now
I was-
knowing who was behind everything all along. The vision of Vecna comes into your mind for a moment, as it is washed away as you walk into the glowing chamber that is filled with bioluminescence, mushrooms and moss and glowing vines reveal as they move out of the way. As you all see a ambered chrysalis that opens up, as you see Calabraxis on the inside, as you see the majesty of him once again, you see that he is also tired and old.
few years and so much has changed.
Hello, my friend.
Hello,
Hello.
Calabraxis.
It's been too long.
A delight to be in your presence again.
The Crimson Blades
How far we've
come
come.
to my doorstep once again.
We were nothing but little wayward children when first you saw us.
When I first met you, you were so innocent. You had so much ahead of you. But I see now true warriors, legends in front of me. Your story is being told across all of Theris, my friends.
I so very want to say you give us too much credit.
But we've earned it by now. We really have.
You have taken on the Court of Cinders, faced Sherlock, saved the Feywild, and many other parts of Thera.
That reminds me, I think the Xanathar is after your head. But that's neither
He
here nor
has
there.
been for a long time.
He tried to get us to do it, can you believe it?
More like
I
Caligon.
can. Please, Crimson Blade, what can an old dragon do for you?
I think Weemore had ways, at least I think Leon and I might have had ways that might help you because Sherlock has set his sights on Shimmerberry proper.
Yes,
have-
that seems like a good place to start.
You have heard probably by now exactly what happened to what was once Iron Falls, which is now just a hole in the ground.
I have.
Have you heard news of Sardior? I would expect not, because word travels fast, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that word travels fast. His book. The words no longer write themselves.
The story has ended. I'm sorry, book?
Yes.
Yes.
Leon? What?
Oh,
Wait,
oh, my brain.
no.
Oh, mercy,
on.
no.
Pin that for a second. I want to go back to that. But first, I need to let you know, Calabraxis and Felgalos, that as we fled...
The destruction of Sardior's realm.
Thank you, the words failed me. We heard Charlotte call out, Shimmerberry is nice this time of year. I will find you. And then we end up here.
So Chimeria is lost for now.
So we
But I
ended
dare
up
say
in the
not
abyss,
forever.
and then Leon brought us to Shimmerberry.
I would like to take a moment to focus on another piece of positive news that we earned in that realm. And that was when we were told that a thread is keeping Bahamut tied to this realm. Though he may factually be dead as a deity, he is not lost as long as belief still stands.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the same to be true for Calabraxis. I mean, not your Sardior.
You meant Sardior, we know this.
I have some Kai shining through at the moment.
Because that was who you were when last you were here.
It's a good thing, because the spirit of Bahamut yet lives, the spirit of Sardior yet live. While they are weakened in power, they are not lost.
Another story has filled my library.
Indeed.
One that has been lost to time.
Together as one, perhaps?
Yes.
We did open that. We did open that Pandora's box.
We did. We did. We also opened the door with, or the box with the Rasta, and it seems like that hasn't had the negative consequences we quite expected.
I mean, there's also perspective.
Arasta plots and plans herself within her den.
But there was a time she was trying to breach Shimmerberry. Now, why was that, I wonder?
To get to me
Makes
and
sense.
the library.
Access to knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Indeed.
Yes.
And absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, in the wrong hands.
In general.
What else did you need to tell me?
We may want to get yourself and Felgalos by extension, Lord Oberyn, and Niv Mizzet to all talk with one another, along with Zamnikisha of the Kekamar Temple.
Why?
Lord Oberyn has sided with us against the Cinderflame, as has all of the Feywild. The Kekamar Temple is where we have warriors training. The Resistance is run by Niv Mizzet, who the entirety of whatever is left of Ravnica is considered the Resistance.
I love how you just pulled up a bunch of things that exist in myth, and his eyes didn't even flutter.
Of course it it does. Niv Mizzet, as you know, is proficient with portals. You may need to have a contingency in place to move the Mother Tree and the rest of the city of Shimmerberry somewhere else.
I don't think
The
it works like
Mother
that.
Tree hasn't moved in a very long time.
I think it's safe to say trees aren't meant to move.
Trees are usually not meant to move, and that's fair. But considering what happened to Iron Falls, it cannot be allowed to happen to Shimmerberry, of all places. My hometown of Far Peak, sure. Any other town just about or city in all of Theros, sure, fine, but Shimmerberry, a place filled with knowledge that most cannot get their hands on because of how well protected it is. I don't think it's well protected enough to stand against the Cinderflame.
Let's be blunt, if we can. Are you aware of the condition of Iron Falls?
I told him that already, he knows.
Iron Falls has fallen?
Yes,
I
I told him.
am
He's aware.
very
That was
aware.
with Niv Mizzet present guarding it.
All we managed to do was evacuate the city. And then
And
it
even
was
then-
destroyed. And
And
even
then
then...
in Brailton, leading into a topic I think Leon wants to talk with you, they have ensnared a member of the Adaris clan and are cloning a draconian army.
Leon, speak your heart.
I fear they are. To put it bluntly, I fear they're going to rip a hole in the weave. They are using.
What makes you so sure?
We saw them tear open hundreds of these cysts of living flesh, and out came draconian soldiers, all ready for war. This was not just a once and done. They were lined up and ready for another swing. Within the next 12 seconds, I'm sure they would have had another and another. Someone
There's no telling
is-
how long it was been going, and no telling how long they have set up.
The magical requirements in components alone, even if they had them, would be astronomical.
What is the catalyst that they are using for the spell?
That's the
Indeed.
thing. They are using a person.
Oh dear.
Right.
beloved of Rokai, or of Kai.
Without a component. They're either burning the person or the weave.
One person.
Mm-hmm.
What is this person's name?
Reyna.
Idaris. Reyna Idaris. Or now Reyna Consaldi.
Reyna Adaris is
Yes.
being used. Well, that makes sense. That family is well known for their uses of reproductive magics. They have
Mhm.
made all of their wealth by giving children to those that cannot.
Wait. I'm not prepared to unpack the potential revelations in that statement. But the... Go on.
Anywho, if
They, many come to the Adaris clan in hopes that they will, for a very generous fee, sometimes countries' entire wealths. There have been kings and queens that have only had heirs because of the Adaris clan. They hold this secret very close to their chest. The potential ramifications of using Reyna's entire magical essence to birth armies. It is, as Leon said, very worrisome. I do not think that Sherlock understands what he is doing.
He
Stands to some
certainly does
degree.
not. And I can guarantee you he does not, because he did not read from the book this time around. Yes, we know about the council now, the cycle of resets trying to stop him from growing to power.
How
He
do you
didn't-
know about the council?
Sorry, you were.
We've been to a lot of places, but the fact of the matter,
Archibald.
the fact of the matter is, Aeon read it first. This time.
Aeon read the book.
Yes.
yes,
Which means that Sherlock did
cycle
not
is
get all
broken.
of the power. The cycle is broken.
A new person will have started to show up in your library now. I wouldn't call them a person, but they are one.
There is a story of one called Vecna,
Yep.
starting not too long ago, but I wager already eons long.
Yes. This book does exist. But if he read from the book, all of my works are nothing.
What do you mean they're nothing? What? I don't understand that. Clearly,
These
all of this is not nothing.
stories that have been told, they are rewritten. We no longer are telling a story that has been told. This is a brand new tale.
That means that we're the ones
Maybe.
writing it, doesn't it?
I believe your destinies are to see how this story will end.
Speaking of such an important thing, Mabari, there is something I must discuss with you when we leave here. The Mother Tree, that is.
I have a bold thought that I'd like to put
Speak
before...
your mind.
I want to put it before a wizened mind.
Yes.
With the appearance of this greater enemy, Vecna, I'm considering perhaps asking Sherlock for a parley.
That is a bold statement to make.
I am in agreement with Rokai, perhaps not for the same reasons, but from a different perspective, I definitely see the merit of his suggestion, or of his idea.
The terrain has shifted.
And his
However,
are confusing.
from what I have read of the story, their tales are intertwined.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Such as our own.
Even if you were to ask for a parley, potentially, that would only make Sherlock act faster,
Because
as
he isn't
Sherlock would move. Then you would have Vecna move back.
And the likes of the two of them clashing at this point.
Would be
Catastrophic.
the
Utter
end
carnage.
of Theris as we know it.
Which means we
However,
have to think of this carefully.
as I see it as well, there is no escaping that Ragnarok is coming.
What did he call it? Over David?
Ragnarok.
Which language is that?
Ragnarok.
It is basically the end of all things, isn't it?
Not exactly
There
the same
are-
name, but similar enough in my readings, yes.
Many words throughout different universes for it. But yes, it would be the end of all things. I fear that we are to come to blows with this, whether we like it or not.
Yes, and I've
We
been
must.
considering more unsavory thoughts the farther along we get in this. And right now, by my esteem, and I haven't really discussed this with everyone else, the only ways to pull this back is to get Sherlock to reconsider his position with Aeon, or get Aeon to reposition what he's doing entirely.
And I personally see absolutely in my mind, there is no repositioning Vecna. Sherlock
This-
of the two is the only one who can be reasoned with.
That is a little debatable. Rokai holds up the dagger.
This story began with Sherlock and Vecna. It will end with Sherlock and Vecna. The only thing that I see that can change this tale is you.
So I suppose the ultimate question is, who are they fighting?
Debatable. Each other. The world itself. Maybe both.
The old gods, mayhap. Actually, we're trying to find more information on them, and you
If
have
anyone,
stories on everything in creation, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that face.
And you
Would
don't
you-
want to tell us of Thon, Teal, and Ra, do you?
Why would you want to know?
Show
Pull out
them
the
what
prayer
you
beads.
have.
We've met.
The last vestiges that were on the material plane were in Iron Falls, under a very misguided old lady's home. We
They
found the temple,
live.
and we
They
know where they
exist.
are in vague sense.
I would say
we know where
they
they are.
barely live.
This will help us find them. Buried in the Nine.
Depending on how you ask your question, I may answer.
When you drive Calabraxis to Sass, you know you might have stepped wrong.
Well, in that case, let's think. Asking about who they are would be meaningless because that would affect actions that we would take. So you can't let us know any of that.
Over
But
the
what we
table
would
or
like to
in
know-
our head chat, I think we need to be cognizant of how he feels about them.
Yes.
See, being Bard, the Bard thing, we have a small speck of information we gathered from Sardior, as well as his musings on the matter, especially concerning his little brother.
What we're trying to learn is nothing more than why they were locked away.
Because only hearing the family's side, the victor's side, is only one half of the whole story, and is riddled with bias most of the time. Would you care to illuminate some more neutral information so that
To
we
be
have
clear.
a better understanding of what all has happened? Because this is
To be
the stuff of
perfectly
Legends
clear,
and Gods.
we are not asking you to advise whether to leave them or free them. We are not asking for any advice related to that. Simply,
Story.
why?
We want the story.
We want to know as much as we can
As
so
much as
that
you're
we can make the most informed decisions.
Fine. But this is one of the darkest secrets that the Council holds.
We're no strangers to dark secrets. I think you know
Are
that.
you sure that you want the answer?
Yes. We don't ask things we're not prepared for anymore.
I asked myself if I would die if I stood before Vecna. I and my wolf did. But now here we stand before you, ready for the consequences as we were back then.
Mick, ready a dramatic track, please.
Oh boy. Dark.
Something
Yes.
a bit, yes, dark and tense.
All
That's going to be
right.
exciting.
I want to note, it's getting easier talking about Rokai in various tenses.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you.
I have a track. I'm just trying to find it on the actual list.
As you see the tendrils that attach Calabraxis to the tree begin to glow, you see everything around you that was glowing turn out as you are in pitch black darkness. As the darkness fills the room, it changes. As you all are in a large castle, and there is a room that is filled with familiar faces that you see. Leaders of all of the realms.
Must admit, I expected a more metaphysical space.
You see Niv Mizzet. You see a large tree. An enormous treant that stands over everyone.
Amber.
I dare say possibly even older.
You see Lord Oberyn.
Doesn't surprise me.
You see Zamnikisha.
They are. What are they all doing here?
You see
Spirit.
your heroes of the realm.
Thelma.
Dawn?
The... This must have been the last time.
Why not?
As the tower above them opens, you see these celestial bodies that come down and fill the room as it looks like a galactic cosmic void opens. You see gods that stand before them. The
Yes.
Cold One, Perforos, Lolth, so many different gods that stand before them. And you see Io, Sardior, Tiamat, Bahamut. As Io looks down, you understand. Therans. The life that we brought to your world is fleeting. But ours will end soon. It seems. You hear Niv? What are you talking about? How is it that the great gods could die? Because our gods are angry with us. And there needs to be something done about this. You hear Lolth speak. We are the children of the three. We do not wish for you all to worship them as much as you do. We have given all of the realms life. We expect you to continue our own existence. Tiamat speaks. Each head says a different word. They are angry with us. We are taking their power, their prayers. We want more. We have tried to fight against them. The great cataclysm in your skies that you have seen. This was us trying to take down our own creator. But we cannot. Not without your help. What is it that you would have us do? Samnakisha, you will build a temple. You will build it in our honor. A moving temple that represents our movement against the gods. Ever moving, ever learning. Train those that you will, and train them to meditate. We will give you a new form of magic. We call it Ki. This Ki is our gift to you. Never miss it. We will give you a city where you can bring like-minded individuals to congregate together to create a paradise. We will call it Ravnica. It will be beautiful and a melting pot of all Therans.
It was.
It will be again.
Uh-oh. What happened to the stream?
Oh,
It froze on a
there
very
we go.
dramatic face.
Oh, okay.
No kidding.
Woo. There we go. Okay, it's
Ooh.
moving again. We're good. We're
You
good.
had a connection
It's
hiccup,
moving.
Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
froze
I
on
know.
you with
I
a
saw you
smolder
all
going. You were like,
freezing as well.
It's like, woo! Oh no.
you had a bit of smolder going.
Hello.
You were good.
Oh, well, all right. What was the last thing that you heard?
Everything.
Heard everything.
Audio
just
was
froze
good.
up.
There's a video that froze. Video froze again.
Ah, gotcha. Yep, okay. We will change this world to however that you see fit. We will give you gifts to make Theris what you want it to be. All that we need you to do is to agree that you will worship us, and only us, so that we may take down our creators. Do you agree? It would be best for your world. Our creators are so powerful that they could rewrite existence entirely. They could reboot everything at their whim, including us and you. We will promise that we will never do anything like that to you. As they look around at each other, it seems that it would be best for everyone on this planet if we didn't have something looming over us that was so powerful. The gods are powerful, says the tree. What makes us so sure that they would not do the same to us?
Good point.
A counter offer is made. In order for us to do that, to ensure that you will not do this to us, we will create this. He shows an image of a church. We'll call them churches, where people can congregate together and worship you. Different churches, different gods, different tithes, but all dedicated to you. If you move against us, like you're saying that they will do to you, we will destroy the churches, breaking the spirits of those that worship to break you. Do you agree? Filthy that. You see Io hold up a claw to Tiamat. Yes. We agree. Build your churches. You see time pass by as the world of Theris around starts to be built the way that you know it today.
God's forsaken place.
You see Sharlock rise up as he starts burning through all of Theris, as you see your champions rising up against them. You then see Aeon with his weapon, which is a scythe, as he starts mowing down your friends. As he and Charlotte clash together, you're brought back into that room. Everything around us is about to be destroyed. The whole world. What is it that you would have us do? I have an idea, says the treant. They've weakened the three. Let us seal them away. And we will use this. As he holds up what looks like a seed. Rebirthing a world takes the power of a god. We will reboot this world using them. The gods once told us that they had that capability, did they not? To restart everything. Maybe we can be given another chance for someone new to come and finally destroy him. Are we all in agreement?
And of course they all were.
I see no other way. I have young students that are so beautifully brilliant. I do not want to see them die. I do not agree with what we are about to do. But it will be for the good of everyone. Then we are all in agreement then. Yes, I do agree as well. I've already made the adjustments.
Is that Archibald?
Yes.
I'll be damned.
I do not want to see this world in all of its potential wiped out. It will need a sacrifice. And I believe that one of the oldest members that has a vast intellect needs it to be done.
Oh, they didn't.
What do you say, Caliember? I will do this. What do you ask of me? Not much, my friend. You will still live. You're just going to look much different than what you do now, I'm afraid. And I'm afraid you won't be moving very much either. But you're integral to this. We will need a reservoir of all information on Tharis.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
We are standing beneath Caliamber right now.
oh
Mm-hmm.
my everything.
You see him, Archibald, hook up Caliamber to the rock. As energy flows through him, you see a large tree start taking place. As you see a body form underneath it in the shape of a dragon.
No kidding.
I'll be.
This will be the reservoir to hold all information once the worlds are rebooted. I do hope that somebody can save us from this hell. Are you all ready to do what needs to be done? Yes. Let it be so. As the glow comes back, Calibraxis stands before you.
Caliamber, I assume.
Part
I
of.
haven't heard that name in quite some time. Yes. That is me.
This. Because some pretty little demigods wanted more power from their parents.
And people acted out in fear.
Calibraxis. I'm trying to approach this without emotion, so instead, let me tell you a story
Oh dear.
that I read a long time ago. It was about a man who lost someone very dear to him in an accident. This man worked magics and sciences and studied all different ways to figure out a way to jump back in time. And he did, and he got to see her again, and managed to intervene so she didn't die the way that he thought she did. But he still lost her in a different way. And he tried again, and every time he still lost her until finally he realized he can't go back to change his reason for going back. Do you see how that relates to what's happening here?
Yes.
From the beginning, going back was never the way. Only ever by changing what you're doing can you change your fate.
Let history repeat itself.
How many times?
I don't think we want that answer.
Too
I think
many
we
to name.
Tell the
Enough
story.
to make even
To
the
make even
eldest
gods
treant
weary.
tired.
Enough to make gods weary of the number of times they've seen some of the same atrocities happen to their beloved devotees. The gods do love their faithful followers, and to see them constantly being destroyed weighs even on an immortal mind.
Over and over again.
Have some of your gods been afraid to help? Have they not come to your aid when you've called?
Many have, yes.
Some have, I would say some have.
Some
That
have
is
been impersonated.
because they are afraid of you.
Moxie looks at her.
You all
hand.
are the pen, the quill that will tell the rest of our tale.
Well,
We do not know anymore how it will end.
I have one more question. Not asking
Yes.
you to pass judgment or to help us decide. I just want to know, now that I know how integral you were to the plan to lock them away in the first place, do you regret it?
Yes.
I think that
I
gives us
do.
what we need. I think that gives us what we need to know.
I have a theory as well. We have been insistent that everywhere we go, Sharlock has sent us. You mentioned that he knew where we were going. Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. We've never really done that before. Let's give Sharlock the benefit of the doubt. He would know better, I think, than to try and destroy the Mother Tree, and Shimmerberry with it. He sent us here for information. Because clearly, as you... what are Calabraxis and the Mother Tree really going to do against him anyway? That's not what they're here for. And he doesn't have to destroy all of this to get what he wants.
It would be
He could
no
have
use
what he
to
wants and
destroy it.
leave this place alone. When he chased us out of Sardior's dimension and said Shimmerberry is nice this time of year, he sounded threatening because he always sounds threatening. That's
He
just
was
how
trying
he
to
is.
make us act.
And he gave us
A direction.
the direction to go in because we feared for this place's safety. But he's been around long enough and he's smart enough to know he doesn't have to do anything to this place. He just has to look this way, and we're going to run to defend it and get answers along the way. We ask so many questions. He just has to kind of get the idea of a name of a place and he knows we'll go. Like he can just speak and we will go where he wants us to. Seems a bit his thing, right? He still gets to be in control of what we do.
Well, if that's true, then how is he learning anything from what we're doing?
You've...
By what means does he listen?
He
How
doesn't have
many
to
ways
listen.
does he... I was gonna say, how many ways does he need? He has
No,
so many.
Moxie.
Hmm?
But we've just learned, would it not alter our views
Of the gods themselves.
of the gods themselves? Say we asked any other questions here, would it not alter our path? We are in one of the biggest repositories of knowledge on all of Thera.
True.
We could be influenced by any number of things. But him being possible outcome, he steers us in a certain direction. asking about the gods, asking about Therathon, Tew, and Ra. Because I'm sure he knows just as well as we do about what was lying under that woman's house.
Unless he did not.
And if he did not,
We are in a unique position to find out.
if not, then he wants to talk.
To see, won't we?
He already seemed somewhat talkative.
He's certainly curious.
He was
do
more
have-
talkative at the wedding than we've ever seen him.
He's also
Always.
very impatient, though.
Always.
His level of patience wanes with every passing second.
Well, to be fair, partially because I tend to butt heads. But now that I think
And,
about it, it always does seem to
DM,
be about
quick question.
information, isn't it? I think we were talking over each other. What was that?
I said, DM, quick question.
Yes.
Where's Fergalos in the room?
Say what?
Fergalos, where is Fergalos in the room?
He's here.
It's just
Good.
in the open space. Yeah.
Leon's going to cast a subtle spell to dispel magic on Fergalos.
On Felgalos,
Yes, on
nothing
Fergalos.
happens.
Okay.
You are
Mm.
noticing that there is magic in the room, though.
I'm sorry, did you really
We're
think
not
that
in
he
the
was
ro-
watching
No.
through a 15-year-old spell?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I had a suspicion that that wasn't Fergalos.
Oh, okay.
That was over at the table, of course, just as a heads up.
Do
We've
it.
had weird.
Fair enough.
But-
Fair enough.
I mean, there's magic everywhere in here, isn't there?
This whole place is running off of magic.
That's true.
That's why I also fear for the safety of the weave. What happens when there's a gap in magic? In a place that runs the
On
knowledge off of magic.
The reservoir gets drained when the standard battery runs out, right? Is that the colloquialism I'm needing to use? I've
And we're
heard
already
you said it
seeing
before.
Probably the closest thing I think would fit the setting in
it's
character.
a well running dry.
I'm saying this over table because I don't think my character would know this, but we'd be like a bubble in a IV.
This is going to be interesting. That means there definitely has to be some changes made, and possibly some. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Leon, are you suspecting that someone is impersonating another? Is
had-
that why you used a spell, Felgalos?
I'm sorry.
Oya much over there, Leon?
It is
You
okay,
blame him?
I can't. I'm just.
because I am curious. I do not know some of these other people that are in the room with you here.
That's
The
for sure.
blue, the tall blue half breed, is a friend of mine from childhood. He,
Is he?
huh?
Is he?
The original.
Cathgon, when did you get here?
That's right. We never saw him come out of the ship. Leon, if you please, before I do something
Caliban?
worse.
Calagon. Who is this woman? I do not know her as well.
The tiefling? Is she a...
Yes.
This is my older sister. This is Alicia.
What
Though I
about the
imagine-
dwarf?
That is our ship's blacksmith, Denwar the Goblin? is Abwabel. Did Isuk come with us down here?
Why did so many people come with us?
We asked them to accompany us, and then we were led to the tree, and they followed because they're strangers in a new place. That's
All right.
why.
Many of them went off to do their own thing.
You know what? Miknik, door. Moxie, other door. Everyone else, center of the room.
Mabari, I know,
Okay.
came in. Mabari came in with us from the ship. It's kind of hard to impersonate him.
I am very confused as to what is going on.
Well,
I followed along because I saw that you were coming to the mother tree. I haven't been here in quite some time.
save your words until
It's
after
okay.
Leon does his work.
We have people literally stabbing us in the back, left, right, and center. Every now and then we suspect ourselves. Suspecting everyone else comes sadly with the territory.
On that note, Leon, while you're at it, get Calibraxis.
Hi.
Paranoia.
I hate paranoia. I'd rather deal with the Voxes again than continue with paranoia.
Actually, better idea. Instead of trying to dispel everyone,
Leon, you're on mute.
True sight.
Oh, right. That's a thing. That sees through illusions, doesn't it?
One of you was
Yes.
talking about this, right? Was it Leon or Miknik?
I've got it.
Nick.
Nick? Care to do your thing?
Since Leon is the one that's going to cast the spell, I'm going to cast it on him.
So you're giving him
Alright.
true sight before he dispels anything?
Yep.
Mhm.
As soon as I
Saving
can
spell
find
slots!
it. There we go. Alright, Leon has it.
Leon will look around the room, I suppose.
Who's normal? Who's not? Is everyone normal?
Everyone is normal.
I sense there is further to that statement.
Leon looks around the room, gives it a quick pass over.
Now look a little bit more closely.
What are you
Who would
looking
you
for as you look
suspect?
around the room?
Who do you suspect the most? The one you care about the most? Or the one you don't look at frequently?
Oh, hey. 28 perception. Rokai is just sniffing around for anything that doesn't seem right.
Everything smells right.
I do fear
Okay.
we're just having a case of paranoia. I had a case of paranoia when I was checking Fergalos. He had become so quiet during all this that it seemed off, especially with our recent.
Experiences.
Yes.
Though, I will ask Mabari for one simple favor. Does anyone here seem out of the ordinary, the ones that you've spent time with, the crew, etc.? Does all seem as it should?
To further explain, I don't believe, to the best of our knowledge, anyone but the crew, but you on the crew is gifted.
It's just a matter of does anyone seem affected by something or another? You have greater insight to these things than I do sometimes. Most of the time, I should say.
There's only one person that we haven't really seen much.
Oh?
But I can't sense anything necessarily.
Person.
I'm sorry, Leon.
Leon?
But your friend.
Calicorn. Seriously, you think he's done something?
I don't know.
We are exactly where the Xanathar wanted him to be, aren't we?
Yes.
That was the only way to erase his debt. My payment just set him free instead of being imprisoned, and now here we are.
And there was
Moxie
never...
immediately uses hold person. I'll get you your spell thing in a moment. Hold person, where are you?
Let's see what Leon's response is.
That's a wisdom of 19 that he has to pass in order to prevent being paralyzed.
He does not fail. I mean, he fails. He does not succeed.
Then he is held still, prevented from doing anything.
Well, Rokai was going to try to charisma his way into helping Leon stay calm in this situation, but I rolled a nat 1 twice in a row, so that ain't happening.
All right.
Mm,
Do we have a way of getting him back out of here and away from the tree before any possible thing happens?
What are you all doing?
Your debt to the Xanathar is not completely erased, and I think you remember that. Don't
I
you?
think the paranoia
Calibraxis,
is getting to people.
I know you can't tell us too much. But are we right?
About which part?
In general.
About Cathgon here being used as a way of our...
Caligon.
It's Caligon. You
What
keep
did I say?
mixing Cathron and Caligon and going
Don't worry, the DM's doing it too.
Yeah. I've done it.
Rokai just puts his
It's
head
okay.
against the apple. Still have that apple.
I swear that is the original apple of chaos, and no one can tell me different.
I swear, if you'd summoned some evil on us, see?
Wait, what did you just say to me?
I said, if you swear some evil on us, Moxie, by saying that was the true apple of chaos.
There's a difference between evil and chaos.
I honestly don't believe Caligon would do anything like that, would he?
Consciously. Sure.
Mind
Of
control is a
course I
thing.
wouldn't. I thought that
Magic's-
I've proven myself more over to you all. I've given
Magics
you
can prove more devious than that.
potions and so many things to help you along the way.
Yes, you have, and we're not saying that you haven't. But mind control is a thing, and the strength of it can leave you wondering what sort of atrocity you just committed, and your hands are still stained.
I know
So
how to
we
do
are...
this.
What? What are you going
Moxie,
to do?
you have a way of making sure people are telling the truth.
Oh! Easy!
And you, good sir, all you have to do is just let her ask you a few questions.
Hold, please! Does very intricate, fancy hand gesture. Now, my friend, please, tell me.
Over table, what'd you just do?
She does some very intricate, fancy hand
Right,
gesture.
but what's it called?
Oh, it's called hypnotic pattern.
There we go. I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page of what you're using.
Yes, it's hypnotic pattern. Now, my friend, please, tell me, what are your intentions in our current space?
Let's start with some things that he knows are true. What is your name?
Caligon.
And this half-elf here, what is his name?
Me.
No, not the halfling, the half-elf.
Leon.
Where are we?
Shimmerberry.
More specifically, where are we? What room are we in?
The mother tree.
And why are we here?
Information.
That's why you're here too? Yes or no?
Yes.
Information for who?
You see his veins start to pulse red.
Stop. Don't answer.
Oh, that's
You're
bad.
not allowed to answer. Blink once for yes, twice for no. So you are under an enchantment and unable to speak of it, but you are aware of it. He knows, but he can't say. There's something stopping him.
Spell that, I wonder. Anyone here have that answer? Enchantment, you've seen what it's done. You just saw that happen, right? Can you dispel it? Or do we need something stronger than that?
That will be something a cleric will have to dispel. Pretty sure.
Is that a
Someone-
curse?
That's not clarified as a curse.
I
This is a
wonder.
malady of the mind.
Mm. Oh
Something-
wait, I can do something. I think I have something for that. I just learned it recently. All that time around mind flayers really did something for me, I suppose. Moxie's gonna use her 1/8 level spell, poke him in the forehead and cast, what is it called? Mind Blank. Hold still, shouldn't hurt. Boop!
What does that do?
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is immune to psychic damage, any effect that would sense its emotions or read its thoughts, divination spells in the charmed condition. The spell even foils witch spells and spells or effects of similar power used to affect the target's mind or to gain information about the target. So it does something. Not sure it's going to do everything we need, but it'll do something.
If I'm reading the context of that appropriately, it sounds like it would get rid of any effects controlling his thoughts or
Mind.
behaviors.
Yes.
Like boot
Almost.
snoot.
Moxie, what did you do?
Was
Alagon?
he even
Is he?
himself?
Leon waves in front of. Can you drop the
He's-
spell?
It doesn't do damage. I know for a fact it doesn't. So
Was he
was
ever
he ever?
actually himself?
Calagon. You see Leon starting to shake. Calagon. Are
Yes.
you okay?
And
Define okay.
How are you feeling?
No. Where are you?
Where were you? Where were you last?
Let's not overload him.
this may be beyond our scope right now. We may not be able to get
With
anything
you.
No, there's a... Where is your
12
Mind.
medicine check just to determine how he is.
Ask your question again, Kai. What?
where
Rokai,
is
what?
where is your mind?
With him.
Who is him?
The one
I
that we
think we
don't
know.
like. He has your mind still, doesn't he?
Does that giant, flying, onion-eyed
Isn't that
freak
a...
of nature?
Doesn't that mean he's broken his deal?
Oh, no, he's free to walk.
Except he hasn't been.
His body
we're
has.
going-
He takes the words literally. He
Yes,
doesn't
well,
care about the intent.
yes, well, if we're going to be Totivlis level, instigatory about this, yeah, we're getting his mind back. I'll face some mind flayers for that.
Okay. Has he been using you to spy on us? Yes or no?
Has who?
The one who has your mind.
Yes.
So if we didn't have enough of that kind of crap already.
Well, here's a question. Did he hear the conversation that I had with Niv Mizzet the other day regarding him?
Regarding who?
You know who. The same person.
You've never talked to Niv Mizzet about him.
Interesting. Then can you give us the name of this person?
I think we saw him at the wedding.
Which one? There were so many.
A tall purple, tentacled creature.
Oh no! Oh dear. Oh, that's even
What
worse.
affects the mind? What does the Xanathar have that would have had plenty of time to fuck
Yes.
around with Caligon's mind?
That's the reason I learned this particular spell in the first place. The one person we expected to approach us who didn't, and had no reason to, because they already had someone in place to do the work for them, because they don't operate up in close quarters unless they're going to devour you.
Caligon,
Yes.
is the Xanathar in control of his own faculties?
I don't know. I don't work for him.
Who do you work for? That mind flayer we saw at the wedding?
It's not really a mind flayer, but it's a similar thing. They're worse.
No.
Can you tell us what they are? Because I have a feeling the minute you speak the name, something's going to happen. What is this person?
Something that doesn't want him to reveal it. Hello.
Hello.
Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to? And which language do I
I'm
speak?
sure that you know.
Okay.
Oh, that was so easy. You thought it was the rubies. So stupid.
Ah, you are the king under the mountain then, are you?
Are you an idiot?
No.
I am Sherlock.
Oh, hello, your majesty.
He's not
am
very
I know
formal
you
at the
now.
moment.
Oh, you've... Okay, okay. We were
I
thinking
can
smaller.
tell you that I needed this. You think that it was by happenstance that your friend was given to the Xanathar? Of course it wasn't. Who do you think the Xanathar works for, you idiot?
Well, given what he said about trying to go against you, I was under the impression he worked for himself.
Ah, he likes to try and get out of my grasp, but it will never happen.
We
I
also
do
have a hard time.
appreciate all of this knowledge that I have gained from this interaction.
Oh, you've gained quite a bit, haven't you?
Yes,
Not like we're scared of you having any of it, honestly.
really. I could
Considering-
destroy where you are right now.
I will
But you
say
haven't.
this only once.
Boys,
Only once.
boys, why? Don't antagonize him, please.
No,
That's not
I'm
good.
saying this to go and improve your point. None of
Okay.
this information was going to be kept if we was seeking a parley.
That's true.
We can
Yeah.
still seek a parley. Why
You
An
does this
want
have
to
audience.
parlay with me?
Or at least have a conversation over a glass of wine rather than have to, break our necks to look at you from up in the skyline.
You see,
Now,
Sherlock,
why would I do that?
because, Sherlock, we have been at odds all of our existences, but we haven't ever actually had a conversation. We assume we know you, you assume you know us, but we may be on closer footing than you suspect.
There's more than one reason you haven't gone ahead and destroyed us wherever it is you find us, even though you very clearly had options. Since the day we were born.
I wasn't joking when I called you out and said if you wanted to smite us, you could have done so by now. And you
Because you
still
very well
haven't.
could.
In fact, you've tried to recruit us a few times, as has Aeon, and we are curious why.
There must be an answer for that.
And I'm pretty sure we have some information that would be useful to you as well. You see, Sherlock, I'm in a unique position. I'm a creature of the material plane who was born into the Feywild, but I was conceived and gestated in between all realms, and so I am in the unique place to either reject all of the peoples of creation or embrace them all of my own. And I choose the latter. And I speak for all the people in creation when I say that you are all in danger. Even you, Sherlock.
You are threatened by something else, whether you see it or not. I speak from a different position, but there is a lich that we have an axe to grind with, as you very well know. Well, he won't stop until he's ruler of the ashes of all things.
Not ashes. He wants to destroy all things. And
True.
And what would you have to rule over and reshape in your image?
If he does that.
You want to speak with me? Fine.
It's gonna be fun.
Then let's speak. No, please don't. Leon, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
You see him start to burn into flames.
Moxie
Sure.
releases the... I don't think we would have had the option on that. I don't
That's
think
real
we
mature.
had it. Oh, Lord.
Honestly.
I thought I had a strong reaction.
As he sloughs off the flesh,
It's worse than a mind flare.
you all see his draconian form.
Of course, you would have
That's
to take a
fine.
physical body, wouldn't you?
Yep, he would. There's not really a way for him to teleport without ripping a hole in
Do
it.
not dare into my home. You see him hold up his hand as Calabraxis's mouth
With respect,
closes.
Calabraxis, we did invite him here, and the rules of parley are in force, are they not?
Can
You
simply move
started
it.
this, Calabraxis. I think it only prudent that you listen. Now, as a flaming chair presents itself, he lies back.
Oh, very fitting. Rokar, do you wish
Please.
to present your argument first? Mine is a little softer.
Go with yours.
Indulge me.
I'm not going to dance for it.
Parlay is active right now. As we speak, my forces have stopped at this current point in time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, please, who would like to start?
Go ahead, Moxie.
Okay. Okay, fine. So,
The room feels like a furnace. Like the way, but there's no, other than the chair,
nothing there.
there's nothing there.
Moxie makes a very interesting pointed gesture by removing her weapons and armor and sitting them down. That's it. And then begins speaking.
I'll follow suit.
There isn't any sense in you trying to destroy us, I think. Because clearly, if you wanted that, why would you recruit us? Even though we've destroyed your former court to almost nothing. The only two left are the Herald and Midas.
And yourself, but that's
Well,
besides
yes,
the point.
but... So, if you want us to join forces so badly, you have to go destroying our homes and everything in them to do so. It's a lot easier than that. Help us destroy Vecna. Vecna's been fucking with our existences since he was still alive and not a lich. He instigated all of us into existence.
That is all of our existences, Sherlock, including yours.
Yes.
You say this all began with Calabraxis. Or Caliember, however you prefer to see him. I know you have that information, you just saw it. But I think it all started with a book that you thought you read first.
A certain individual named Alder read it first.
Do you remember him?
The one who cut down every single friend of his own.
I remember him. Of course. I remember.
Simply rhetorical. He's now become Vecna, a lich
I know.
of the highest order,
And if there's one
and
thing
threats to everything your plans encompass, and
if
further.
if I've noticed one thing about him, it's that he likes to hide behind the scenes and send his enemies out against each other while he consolidates power. He wants us fighting you, he wants you fighting us while he gets stronger. And in the end, whoever comes out on top will have to claw their way through him.
So,
What I'm proposing with this new understanding of the dynamic of power is a temporary ceasefire. Working towards handling the Vecna problem.
and then if we still, as two separate entities, don't see eye to eye, we can figure out our problems with you personally. As
'Cause-
opposed to one of us being destroyed now, only to be vastly weakened when going against Vecna at another time, because playing us off one another just keeps us distracted. And that is something he so loves to do.
You're familiar with the cycle that's been happening, yes?
That the
endless
council's been
loop
using.
of resets and revivals over and over. You have to go through your plan again and again. I'm sure that some of it is stuck in. No matter how many times they try and erase it, it sticks in your mind. That's done.
Vecna broke the cycle by reading from the book before you.
If
At
you
that
give this your
point-
all and you fall short, there is no starting over. If we give it our all and we fall short,
And all existence will cease to exist.
and regardless of which of us came out on top, we would then have to face Vecna alone. On behalf of all of creation. Not just a realm, not just a continent. You want a kingdom shaped in your image. You want existence to burn. And I don't understand it, but that's what you want. We also want existence to continue in some way. He doesn't.
If I might speak a bit,
Yes, by all means.
we've seen that you can create a stable life for people. It's not perfect. People are still getting hurt. People still are dying. But you have set up a small portion of your kingdom. You have plays built up showing your kindness.
And your greatness.
And some of my people were subject to your gift, but the rest of them appeared happy.
In a world like it is currently, there is few lights in the dark.
And we are no strangers to rejection from people who matter. But there are
Indeed.
certain things that get seen. And we see you, Sharlock, as great, as someone
Terrifying.
who, but for a decision or two, we might have ended up similar. We're not
Table
appealing to your
soft
better side. We know better than that. We know that you're no stranger to slaughtering thousands just to seek out whatever it is you're seeking out. We just see a common enemy who will destroy everything if we destroy each other.
His final closing statement will be whispered. She will walk up to the chair and whisper, as one person who was lied to for many years of her existence about her father's love and affection and approval, to another seeking that same thing. There are other ways to find your happiness in this limitless world. And it seems as though the path you have is both difficult and not getting you the result that you want. I suggest gently that maybe if you walk beside us, you might find that there are many more ways to what it is you wish than just destroying it all and creating anew. Some of what exists here may yet find a place in the new world you want to see. I
All of
admire you
this-
greatly for the amount of struggle you've had.
All of
And
this we
I-
say in good faith. I'm sorry, Moxie, go ahead.
Notice that some of us, myself and Rokai specifically, have removed all of our defensive protections to prove that we're putting our trust in you for this. we're honest about this. There is no deception here. There is no ulterior motive here. What we're saying is from the heart, and you may trust it, as we have trusted your word in the past when you have dealt with us. You gave me someone back that I cherish dearly. And I think it's time that perhaps I gave a chance to return the favor. Help you find the happiness you want in this world. Every being deserves it.
Head
Why
chat,
not you
Moxie,
too?
you might be overplaying the emotional angle.
In return, Moxie says, no. You sit down and shut up. I'm allowed to say it.
Over table, what were we wanting to get from him out of this parlay?
Moxie's
Him on
just
our
trying
side
to...
against Vecna. That was the main.
We give him
Mhm.
information in return for a ceasefire, I think, basically, right?
That was
Moxie's trying to
goal.
just... Yeah, but Moxie's just trying to bring it home that he can still change the path he's taking.
There was
It's
always...
not set in stone. There's always another choice to be made.
And I have a way of wrapping it up using that same phrase.
She'll bow and she'll back away,
Urukai says,
sensing in the head chat.
all of this we say in good faith. We bring no malice to you, and you have heard the truth of what we say through the ears of your emissary. The only request we have as we exit this parlay is that you give him back. Beyond that, there is always a choice to be made.
Micknick,
Of course.
you've
Over a
been
table.
so quiet.
Yes, I have. I really have nothing to add to this. My party members here have been spot on with what they've been saying.
Here's what I'm to do. I grant 24 hours. I will make a decision based on what you've said. My forces will cease for 24 hours. As I reflect on what you have said, and to show you just
Yep.
and to show you just how benevolent I am. I'll give you back this whelp. He snaps his fingers as Caligon is reformed.
That's something I'll
As he
never forget.
places his hand on Caligon's head. Do not forget generosity.
We'll manage that anytime soon. Many thanks for your time.
Upon my decision, I will be in touch.
Very well.
I believe it's time to reshape the world, don't you?
Goodbye for now, Crimson Blaze.
And you, O mighty Cinderflame.
He lays back in the chair as flames engulf him, and he disappears.
And Leon immediately rushes over as soon as Sherlock has left.
And
To
Rokai
Caligon.
immediately prostrates himself in front of Caligon and goes, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to call him here.
Caligon, are you going to be okay?
Kind of had to go with the situation as it evolved. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think. We'll be fine.
Are you okay?
You don't know what he's like.
You're right.
But we've also met infinitely more evil things than him. Scarier things, too.
Thing
I
is, at
was
this
with
point,
him. You all don't understand.
We've been in his personal
Then
citadel.
make us understand. Tell us.
He's
This-
not wanting to reshape the
We
world.
lost the stage.
Oops.
It's okay for now.
unless it's reorganized us.
It has.
Fuck. Do a quick BRB. So that's the
We're back.
That's
the
the
way
roll of
the
the dice.
dice.
Hi,
That's
guys.
the way the dice
What's up?
rolled.
That's the danger
Hello,
of playing
everyone.
with this particular crew. We go off the rails unexpectedly.
Gone.
Like that time we had Vecna show up in a Halloween session and almost destroy us.
Alan this last time around was incredibly off the beaten path.
What episode was that? Like 50 something?
I don't want to think about that. Well,
Are we
at least
back on?
have
Yes, we're back on.
Yes.
Okay.
At least we have Caligon back.
Hey,
And well,
I
those
just
of you
realized
who have
Caligon, Calibraxis.
I realized that a while ago
and
and realized that as a result, I couldn't remember which name was.
went with what?
You're
Yeah,
quite loud again.
yeah, I am. I don't know why. I definitely haven't
Well,
increased my own volume.
we've
And
now
those.
also subjected.
Doesn't want to reshape the world. All that he wants to do is completely end it.
Much chance of that if he has to go against a lich that can destroy us by sneezing. So,
From what you all have told me, it seems like Vecna wants to reshape everything. Sherlock has no interest in doing that. All
Vecna
of these
took.
people that he is allowing to live, the plays, all of it, it's just for show.
A means to an end.
Do you know how he came to be the way he is? Have you heard that part of the story before?
Yes, I have. When you have something like him that has been reforged and reshaped so many different times with only one goal in mind, I think that he's just completely snapped. He's very smart. He will play everything like a fiddle. But my mind has been held on by him since I went to the Xanathar. He used me to gain information on the Xanathar. I'm sorry, Leon. I'm sorry, all of you. I greatly appreciate just how nice that you all are.
To,
And I'm sorry
to
that
be clear,
he had a hold over me.
we don't blame you.
You're speaking quite clearly and freely now. Does he still have hold of you?
Yes. I do not feel him anymore, and my mind is no longer in his citadel.
Right.
Tell you at least one thing about him. He gives his word, he keeps it.
So
That
we have
is
24
valuable.
hours. We have 24 hours from the moment he's set. Keep careful note of the time.
Mm,
Calibraxis,
Yes.
we need to ready a plan.
just in case he decides he's still going to side against us, we need to be able to defend this place or copy this place so that whatever was here can live on elsewhere.
What we should expect is for him to seem like he is going to side with us, and then at the last second betray. We should...
You all are just now witnessing him. I have lived it repeatedly.
So are you saying there is no sense in trying to move you and the rest of you to somewhere safer? He will simply follow.
That is not what I said. I think that you have 24 hours to get me out of here.
24 hours to flee.
Then, okay, the people we need. Our team.
He
Our-
is not ever to be trusted.
Then we need Oberon,
Ask
we need
your
his mate, we need
friends.
Archibald. All of them. Zybilna, especially.
Ask your friends. They had a parley with him once before.
Oh.
You don't think they tried what you just did?
No, not from what they've told us.
Then again, we haven't spoken with them in quite some time.
Because things went that far off the track.
Okay. We have 24 hours.
Get a hold of my son,
You have a son?
Coriamber?
Yeah,
Coriamber.
that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yes. Genealogy is a fun thing.
Coriamber and Doriamber. Get a hold of them. Tell Baba Yaga it is time.
We will. Right now. No time to waste.
All right, everybody, let's leave.
We
and rest.
must make haste. It is the eve before the ceremony and the season of matrimony.
Of what?
You cut out.
Matchiny?
What? Of what?
Matrimony.
Oh,
Matrony. Matrony.
what is that exactly? I don't recall that name coming up frequently.
It is not a name. Matrimony is the old ways of birth.
Oh, okay. Okay. I remember something similar now from my early days post-cult. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Does sound rather close to matron.
I say this because of a particular entity that will be visiting this realm soon.
Other similar to Klaus, Krampus, Samhain, that vein of the family tree, one might say.
I think I saw something like a rabbit when we were there, but...
Yes.
Interesting. This is someone I haven't met then. This will be fun. Oh, but I remember, those festivals got riotous. Just,
Okay.
Lord.
For 24 hours. Outwardly, we need to appear as though preparations are still happening for that, while we are readying an escape.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. To the ship, to the manor, probably safest place to do this, and we need to contact everyone we can. Actually,
I can bring the manor here.
I was going to just tell James to go tell Groot to reach
Let's
out to...
Let's not bring so many magical constructs into this space, please.
Yes, this isn't a great place to open pocket
No,
dimensions.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about so we're not having to backtrack back and forth all over the place. We can bring it wherever.
Okay. As
You
lovely
can
as
just
it is
move the
down
opening
here
like
with
that?
Calabraxis, however,
Yes.
I am getting tired of being in a confined space with a ton of people. I need air.
Hey, you all
Okay.
plan for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, we need to get in contact with Niv. If we're gonna do anything portal related, we need to go through him. Talk to Oberyn, Zybilna, Baba Yaga, Coriamber, Doriamber. All of them.
We need to talk to Arasta.
We may need to... Oh, we have to warn her at the very least. At least warn her of what all's going on. So
We
that
also
way she
need to
can
know what
leave.
she learned that made her stop trying to break in.
That too. And we're gonna have to figure that out at some point and figure out whether or not she is still willing to leave us alone long term.
Or join the fight against Vecna.
That's going to be a little bit of a harder sell simply because...
She summoned him back to this world just to tear him apart again.
Yes, and then he got too strong for her. And I think the reason she stopped was she realized that there was not going to be a way for her to win if she did all of it on her own.
Assumption, but also a good foot in the door.
but one we must use carefully, or her hungriest children will devour us all in a nanosecond.
Aragog,
Yep.
how you doing, Thane?
I'm doing okay.
I used to love going cave exploring for creepy crawlies, and now I can't.
I am confused.
One of the first hobbies I ever really had was spelunking, and I used to love collecting creepy crawlies like scorpions and spiders, and now having seen Arasta and her sister and their children, I do not have much liking for creepy crawlies, or cave diving, or any of it. I kind of lost my joy for that, especially with, oh, right, the cave with the gargoyles and the portal to Hex and all of that stuff in reading. That kind of ruined it for me.
Right. I suppose it would.
In theory, I still like them, but now it's, whose child are you? Run, quickly.
Right.
Anything that seems to look at me too intently makes me shiver.
We need to get all the supplies to the ship that we can.
That's right. We need to repair this ship. We should very much busy ourselves with getting it back up and running in top condition as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then go about
we
patrols as normal.
have the influx of gems which have been despelled. They would know that we found that and did that, so it would make sense that we're spreading the wealth around. So we buy things appropriately.
Mm-hmm. We need to restock food. Oh, that's right. Isuk and I need to find the market because we need to properly stock the ship with food.
Mm-hmm.
We've
And
got
then
a
maybe-
lot of shit to do.
You know, let's
And-
be real. With the money we brought in, we could relocate the economy.
Not really.
Well, it depends on how
The
we
economy.
do-
Not the buildings and everything, but the people in the stores.
You're talking about a place that has the magical library, etc., with mages that use components like that.
What I'm figuring is we're not importing anything new. We're taking what's here and going. That kind of cost. Not sourcing new materials. That's ridiculous. No, I appreciate the laugh, though.
No, no, what he means is we are swaying the direction of the economy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's talking about. Incorrect verbiage, but correct line of thought.
I'm meaning geographically picking up everyone and everything that matters here and moving it.
Oh,
The cost of that.
over table, you're talking Patrick Star.
Sure.
Take Bikini Bottom and move it somewhere else.
Yeah, I got there eventually.
Take
Oh, that's a
everyone that matters, pick them up, and move them somewhere else.
Pretty much. If it weren't for the fact that Far Peak is legit the last place I'd want to send anybody right now, I'd love for the whole population to just stop existing so that we could open Avernus and just transplant people from Avernus into Far Peak. I would prefer that over anything else, honestly. But that's because I'm sick and tired of Far Peak being run by eldritch people. I would rather see some diversity. But that's me, and I have a grudge against my hometown.
I am still trying to process everything we've learned and the parlay, as it were.
I have dissociated mildly from the entirety of everything that has happened, and I will need to go back and process and reprocess again as time goes on before this ever fully hits me.
We tried to talk to Sherlock like reasonable people.
Yeah, which was something that when we were not younger, but when we were squishier targets, we thought, oh my god, no, bad idea, run. And now we're like, well, we're on more even footing. Technically speaking, he must consider us a threat, or he wouldn't have considered it.
More
Because
like Leon was on a last-ditch effort not to go and try to murder him, and probably everyone else.
oh, you wouldn't have gotten that far. You'd have gotten conked in the head with something before that happened. Oh, the last thing this world needs is for Leon and Moxie to ever be truly pissy with one another. Shit's gonna get wrecked.
I rolled like 5 separate times to see if Leon dispelled the magic on the whole holding Calagon, etc.
That
Come back.
wouldn't have gone well. Would not have gone well. Like I said, the last thing anyone needs is for the wizard and the bard to get sideways with one another. Because one's a glass cannon, the other one
Okay.
has no business being that strong.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
We use the rubies, which are quite a lot of money, to fund relocating everyone and everything that matters. The Patrick Star technique, like you said. Meanwhile, outwardly, displays as though getting ready for matinee still going on. Leon takes his manor around inside places, opening it up so that people can store important things, needed things in there, and so that people can evacuate cleanly without being noticed.
We'd be leaving all the structures and whatnot, simply go into individual places, clear it out of everything that matters, go on
Well-
about our day.
While outwardly still putting on the show that we're preparing for the upcoming festival as though nothing has changed. We prepare for a fight by preparing not to fight.
Right. To run away with at least some semblance of dignity this time around.
Thoughts?
We have...
Leon, McNick?
No, I can't go and just cast magnificent magic and then put the doorway anywhere. Like that. I can go and put it somewhere, and that's where it's going to stay. So, I can put it anywhere, but I can't move it after it's been placed.
Then we should consider...
If it was a general gathering spot, I could set up a doorway. Even an archway would work if it's just a general thing that would be considered a door.
It's a really easy way to do... You know what's a really easy way to do that when you're celebrating the season of spring? Make an archway covered in flowers, and in this case, mushrooms. Make it festive. Easy
I can
enough.
make it invisible. Anyone that enters can then step back out.
Now the question is, how do we get them out of here if we can't move the manor once you place it?
That's the difficult part.
Okay, part of the planning.
Portal within dimension, possibly?
I could plane shift
mean-
as many as I can to the Feywild.
Well, we have Niv, we have Zybilna, we have Oberon, we have Archie,
We have ways.
we have Baba Yaga.
I'm certain we could get Archibald to move a number of people. He'd almost certainly be on board if we can contact him.
You have the Homestone. You
I
and
do.
Micknick. You and
No,
Micknick have the Homestone.
McNick had it last.
You two need to fix whatever the hell it is wrong with it and get Archie over here as quickly as you possibly can.
It is
wrong with it?
working
going-
currently for reaching Archie.
Yeah,
It's
Then
just extended
I'd-
functionality that we have lost.
Then... Alright then. Actually, Alicia, I have a couple of questions, if you might be able to help.
What?
You have any contacts that might help us, I don't know, completely empty a city while it still looks lived in? We have to move
I don't
out.
think that any of my contacts would be inclined to help.
yeah, fair enough.
At least. At least help. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I need to go contact Zybill. No, this is gonna be hard.
Before you go, my friends,
Oh,
the walls of the multiverse are beginning to get thin.
That's not good.
it's bad.
As Leon said, the weave itself is in danger. I believe you might have experienced something like that on your way here.
We
Yeah,
did. The
we did.
massive slipstream of liminal space between the opening of the portal from Sardior to where we eventually ended up, and then had to plane jump our way here, courtesy of Leon.
It is possible that something may have followed. With dimensions breaking down, anything is possible from
Nice.
here on out.
That's terrific.
Yes, the barriers between planes are weakening. All the much more chaos to throw into the mix.
I don't
Worse
think Kamsha's
yet.
got enough wood to reinforce that.
Worse yet, something else. The last place we were before the material plane was the abyss. What
Yep.
did we see? And then what were the many millions of things we couldn't have seen because they're below sight line? And the one thing that was teeth and eyes.
The only thing likely to have snuck in behind us was one of those voxes.
And they're huge. I don't know that we would have been able to. That
We
needs
don't
to be
know
figured out
what
now.
stealth they're capable of.
They're
Wasn't
capable of a
Mox-
lot of it.
Wasn't Mossler a creature of the abyss?
No, she was an eldritch thing. Tentacle monster. I don't know exactly what she's called.
Pardon me for not understanding the difference.
The door opens
Oh.
as you see an elven ranger.
Hello.
General, there's something that we need your attention at immediately.
Is there something we might be able to, or at least I might be able to help you
We should
with?
default to accompanying. I
Yeah,
think.
let's. Nabara, you might get something to eat out of this. Come on.
Right
We remember
away.
if you-
Leon, make sure the mine link is still going. I've got to talk to some people.
All right.
And we'll contact Lord Oberon at some point when we get a chance. All right, everybody. Alicia, you
Be
may.
careful,
do as you
my
wish.
friends.
We shall.
We will do
She'll
what we
stop
can.
and do a quick little. Hate leaving here. All right, let's go see what the problem is. Can you, excuse me, Ranger? Can you describe what it is you found?
I'm not entirely sure as to what it is.
Can you
It
describe
seems like
it?
some kind of portal has opened
Oh,
outside of
No.
Shimmerberry.
Yeah,
No.
let's go. All right, let's go. Quickly, I want to see this portal and I need to know where it goes. This is bad.
The portal is outside of the city limits,
That's fine.
outside of our barrier.
Okay.
I will take you to the edge where we
That was
see.
where we popped in.
Yeah, that's fine.
No,
Wait.
I'm saying that's where we popped in.
Okay, yeah. Let's go see this thing.
You all see Felgalos slam his feet on the ground as armor comes down from the treetops and
Peace on, Felgalos. Iron Dragon, deploy!
he looks down at you all. Stay behind me, my friends.
We should be saying that
Strong
to you.
too?
I know. I just don't want anything to happen to
the first people that I met that was so nice
And
and
neither
kind
do
to
we.
me.
But several of us have died 3 times now. I think we'll be okay.
You see people that are freaking out around you as you notice that around the town there are giant eggs that have seemed to pop around everywhere.
You have more information on the Abyss than I do?
They are painted
Wait,
in bright pastel colors.
That's bizarre.
what in the name of Asmodeus' throne is this?
I've never seen an egg that large here before.
I mean, I've seen some pretty large eggs in my lifetime, but why the
Oh dear,
pastels?
he's chosen here.
Who?
Who?
What?
The Visitrix rabbit.
A rabbit?
Oh.
A rabbit?
Visitrix the rabbit.
Visitrix the rabbit.
Let me make sure I'm hearing this
You
correctly.
Tell.
The Visitrix rabbit is
Yes.
coming to town.
Visitrix.
The Drix?
Drix.
Okay.
Not tricks.
Okay then. Well, what are they associated with?
With this, the spring equinox.
And I suppose Matrone.
Yes.
Apparently huge. Eggs.
All right, you tell me. You seem more versed in the lore. Is it an honor or a danger?
Well, it depends on which one is coming.
One. Is this like Klaus
Yes.
versus is this Klaus versus Krampus Mach 2?
Do elaborate.
I don't
Please.
know what that means. But the Visitrix is one that will gift danger to bad children, or these are the gifts from
Oh.
his brother.
So yes, Moxie. That is exactly. Yeah.
Being the one who delivers holiday presents over winter, over Yule. Krampus being the one who delivers the coal.
So I don't know whether or not that these are good or bad eggs.
Well, they don't smell bad.
I
That's
imagine,
not,
as with all eggs, you won't know for certain until you crack them open, will you?
And when is that supposed to happen?
Tomorrow. This is the
Oh, no.
eve of
Well,
Metronome.
If there's
Well-
one thing I recall, it's that anyone who is impatient is certainly a bad egg, so we should not open them early or let anyone else do so.
But this is not what we need to focus on right now, my
still have
friend.
You're
to go
right,
and
we've
fix
got
the
the
ship we've got.
evacuation.
No,
Yes.
the portal.
Oh,
That-
Right. Does it seem like anything has come through it recently, or does it look like the last thing through was us?
what is the nature
All
of
of
this
our
portal?
all of our archers have been keeping an eye on it. What is that? It seems like there's something that's walking out of the portal.
Oh, how big?
Yes, that's a very
Rather
good question.
small.
Okay, let's wait and see what it is. Patience.
You all are behind the barrier right now. What
Mhm.
do you do?
Moxie's going to try and just get a decent vantage point on the thing in question.
Rokai's gonna climb to an elevated position and take out the spyglass
The eyeglass.
that Morgul left on the ship. Oh! Well, I was not meaning the monocle. I was meaning the actual spyglass that Morgul left on the ship. The spyglass
As you
would be,
look
or the
through-
monocle would be great.
You see a small creature that comes out that looks like it has a shell, looks kind of like a turtle-like creature
that has come out.
It's a turtle.
Fascinating. And do we know where the other end of this portal is connected to?
Well,
No.
leave that to our resident mage. What sort of energy is this?
Let's see what Leon can read. That is a 26 Arcana check.
You can tell that this portal's energy is shifting constantly.
Gods, if I know, it's constantly shifting.
I'll look a bit closer at the turtle. Does it appear
Different.
to be...
Planes of existence are ever shifting, it
Does it
feels like.
Does it appear to be a wild animal, or does it hold itself like something that is self-aware?
It is upright, and it has its hands like this.
I mean, if not, it would go and respond to the Feywild armor. So,
Friends, I think we should go say hello.
And
yes.
be on the watch for anything else that might come out, knowing where knowing where several different planes of existence are and what they contain. Let us go and see this new turtle.
One moment. Leon, a bit of paper, please.
Sure. Leon will rifle out a page for him.
Okay. Rokai writes out a quick list of supplies, which I actually do have a list,
Mm-hmm.
and rolls it up. Quick list of supplies and directions. Rolls it up, gives it to James, and says, "Take this to Captain Sloust."
Yes, Master.
Thank you.
As he flies off, what do you all do?
Rokai, you are the one with knowledge of every language, so I will leave that bit of diplomacy to you.
Oh, I wouldn't exactly call it knowledge. I'll say as I start walking towards the thing. It's more that I just feel what they mean.
That's better than me. I'm going to guard the portal.
Leon will step up alongside Rokai.
Through the barrier towards the guy.
Big is that turtle?
Rather small, under 4 foot.
Hey!
So
Like something
Micknick,
smaller
Almost
than Leon.
me!
so Micknick would look up at it,
Not by much.
but he'd still look up to it.
That depends. Hobbits are usually
It's maybe
between
3.5. It's maybe 3.5 feet tall.
Okay. Well, then I'll step up and say, "Hello there. And where are you from?"
Where is this realm? What is it called?
You are in Theris. Can I ask where you came from?
Are you the leader of this world?
The world? No. I'd be hard-pressed to say I'm the leader of our group.
Do you come in peace?
I am here to deliver an introduction.
For,
My master will be coming very shortly. He is asking if you are ready for his arrival.
Can we get a name?
As you all ask that question, there is a head that rolls out of the portal.
I did.
And the head is of a human.
In the
Has
hell.
a mustache. And is wearing a hat that is covered in blood. As the ground quakes,
Back
a
up.
leg comes through. As a arm comes through, thickened scales line as it comes down to the claws.
Oh, don't be a bunny dragon.
As a large beast comes through the portal, it is covered in armor up to its shell.
I suppose
As
it's
it
too late to
wields
answer
a
no.
giant hammer that it's
Oh.
dragging behind it.
Oh my everything.
It puts the hammer on its shoulder as it stands roughly around close to 15, 16 feet tall.
Holy Dragon Titan. Dragon Turtle Titan. So, oh my fucking hell. Rokai?
As it comes out, behind it, a golden, what looks almost like an engine, follows behind it that is covered in flames.
So I'm guessing it's too late to say no.
It
Turning this realm?
wasn't necessarily a question so much as he was hoping that you were ready for his arrival. With
I'm never
each
ready.
step that he takes, flames engulf his feet.
And I need them
everything
now.
keeps freezing. Are you all seeing me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost you a little bit.
Okay.
Rokai, I need answers. I need information. Am I blasting him?
You
Am
all
I leaving
hear-
him alone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Actually, question for the DM. The guy talking to me, is he answering it? Understand just me? Is
He
speaking common?
understands you, and they are speaking common. Yes.
There we go. So yes, you can hear it. Just fine. So to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
Introducing His Excellency, His Eminence, Conqueror of Worlds, King Koopa.
Oh.
As standing before you,
Well. It would appear as if this yielded very good results, I must say. When I overheard that in my castle as I was crushing the life out of this poor unfortunate soul, I heard a voice say that Shimmerberry was good this time of year.
Oh, joy. No
Wahoo.
wonder.
You heard that.
Crazy.
Yes, I don't really know where it came from, but I must say, this one location in particular really irritates me because of all of the mushroom.
Sorry to tell you, Your Excellency, that the mushrooms are not going to be going anywhere. There are
Well,
far too many.
not necessarily that it's going to go anywhere, as much as I am going to be ruling this world. So I do hope that you all are
Have a
ready
mushroom.
for this.
You might have some competition.
Have a mushroom.
Do you, sir?
No,
Actually,
come-
you know what? Hang on.
Oh, dear.
Instead of a mushroom,
Wait.
get some
Why?
play leaf. Just put it in your mouth.
I will not.
I think you should. You should also sit down. This is gonna be rough.
As he breathes in your general direction and burns the flay leaf.
That was some high quality shit.
And now it is
Who do I
ash.
have the pleasure of talking to?
We are the Crimson
As
Blade.
a large smile goes over King Koopa's face.
We are the Crimson Blade, and
Are you familiar with the
Blades.
terms? Are you
Remember,
familiar?
there's an S on it.
May I?
Sorry.
Oh, great and powerful King Koopa. Are you familiar with the
Yes.
terms of parley?
I am not. So, how do you want to do this?
The last guy, as he picks up the head, as you can see, the hat is stained with blood as it is red.
Is that a W?
No.
I am not quite sure what it says right there. His
Might be a K.
name I didn't quite catch.
As he
Wahoo.
throws the head back into the portal.
Well, you see,
Apologies
King
to a
Koopa,
certain video game company.
we have been fighting for quite a long time. And there's someone else trying to rule this world at the moment. It's not us.
Really?
Mhm.
What's his
That-
name?
Sharlock.
Sharlock.
Yeah, and
No,
he,
delightful.
he'll turn you into, if you'll
A
pardon the
hole
pun,
in the ground.
mushroom paste.
He'll
Really?
turn you into a hole in the ground. There won't be anything left but some like
He's
smoke.
leveled cities.
All I'm saying is if you want to rule this realm, he's your direct competition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And he's got some
Who
forces
are
nearby.
the,
Which way are they, gents?
Where are who?
His forces.
Whose forces?
I was asking them. They left. Okay, they left. It's just us, guys.
Hmm.
Okay.
Whatever.
Either
That's
way,
fine.
Well,
they're not the ones you're
I'm
fighting.
normally
We're not the ones you're
used to
fighting.
people trying to hit me first. So,
Why?
if
Let
I
me-
may,
Let me
I'm,
present you.
going to go into this lovely city right here and ask that they bend the knee. So, please, pardon me.
Have you met
Yes.
a dragon before?
No, we are not done with you yet, sir. You stay right here.
Now, a journey like that through dimensions probably has made you thirsty, hasn't it?
Yes.
I don't really drink very much.
Why?
But there is a tasty
Featherweight?
thing here called glitter juice.
Ooh, yeah, glitter juice is really good.
Is it?
Yes.
Pepped me right up when I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Will you get some?
Oh,
Lovely.
I'd carry some.
Oh,
I had a
Right,
feeling.
right. You are essentially the connoisseur of all mortal liquor.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
right.
Roxy. He restocked within 10 minutes of leaving the ship.
Bless you.
He pats the golden engine and says,
Go into the town.
as the engine starts.
Yeah, no.
Gwonk.
Oh, yeah.
Is on the ship.
Normally he hears us quite well, regardless.
Starla, could you send Gwonk our way, please?
There you go.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you did pick the thing with the best hearing within, like, I'd say 20 miles.
Okay,
You all are starting to greatly irritate me.
Well, the thing is, we don't want to fight, but we are willing to. And if you're going to try and subjugate the people of this town, we've got other things going
I'm
on.
going to subjugate the people of this world.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you're
that's
not.
going to happen.
That's not happening. We have faced bigger, scarier, more powerful threats than you head on, and
What are you,
won.
a tiny dragon turtle?
We've destroyed full dragons.
We've killed liches bigger than
We-
you.
We
We-
are legends in this world. I don't quite think you understand the magnitude of the group you are staring down.
We did cross a dragon turtle once. Dieter, as I recall, terror of the deep, couldn't stop us.
Well, you've never met me.
You're much smaller than Dieter.
For
Like
now.
really small.
You're not going to really do anything here. I don't quite think you understand.
I
So
think
I
that
turn
my
your
wife
little
would
tail
very much
around.
like to be here for this as well. To see
Wife.
me destroy you.
I'd love to meet her. I don't get to meet many. I don't get to meet many women in
You
our
don't
adventures.
strike me as terribly personable, so I wonder who would put
Oh,
up with your
don't pass
tolerance to
judgment
marry you.
like that. At least, come on. Everybody deserves to be happy.
That's fair. That's fair.
You all are much more talkative than the ones that I typically deal with.
It's both gotten us into and out of a lot of scrapes.
Yes.
Talk
It's
us out
about
of
to
marriage.
get you smashed under my foot.
That's quite fun.
I mean, you can try.
Look up
I'm very
Ronnie.
sprightly.
Mm.
So,
I'm going
Let's-
to go into the town now and subjugate everyone. If you'll
No.
excuse me.
no.
No.
There's your missus, though. You haven't brought her here yet. We've yet to introduce ourselves.
My army will be here shortly.
No, it won't. Leon, can we find a way to close that portal?
Oh, it's
mean,
going to take
spell
a bit
magic
of
might
work.
Why don't you call
Closing
Niv?
rifts in it's
Call
going to be a
Niv.
bit difficult. So yes, oh Niv Mizzet, can I have your aid, please? We have a
It's the
territory.
homestone. I need the homestone. Hand it here,
Vin or
please,
Vin?
somebody.
I can never remember.
Vin.
Vin, either one.
So this is about how big that he is right now.
Okay.
That's
It's
Okay,
about how
fine.
big
hilarious.
that he is
Again.
for now.
Oh, I
He's-
Again,
love
Leon's
it.
well-
been laughing the whole time, just like, you've got to understand, we've been fighting things bigger than you.
You're only about twice the height of my last sweetheart.
Oh, I am so happy about the size comparisons we've been making. Because he really is a tiny dragon turtle right now.
He's a hatchling.
You're
You
no bigger
all
than-
are starting to really make me angry.
Well,
Get Archie
you-
here.
could just back down. I mean,
And leave.
you're not.
I'm
You're
not
gonna
going to
stand
hurt
I'm
a
a
chance.
conqueror of worlds.
Yeah.
And
I
we
guess
are a
it's
defender.
Back
We are-
down.
This
Allow us to
one's-
introduce ourselves then. We are the Crimson Blades, defenders of the realms.
realms. Realms are larger than
As-
worlds, by the way.
As King Koopa hears that, he looks over toward you all.
That's what I wanted to hear. So you're the heroes of this world?
You could say
Some
that.
of them.
For lack of a
Pains in
better
the
term.
ass of most of the people who want to destroy this world. I wouldn't say we're heroes.
Yeah, we're also pains in the asses of most of the people that want to live in this world.
Good. I like destroying heroes.
We just said we're not heroes. Are you deaf? Gods.
Defenders, heroes,
I think he just
same,
has some
same.
bad selective hearing.
Okay.
Boys!
This is gonna be
As you all
fun.
see some of the creatures that start coming through the portals, as they start coming through the portals, these turtle-like creatures start to transform into draconian-like entities.
Ooh, that's a neat little trick.
That's different.
Why did that happen, I wonder?
Oh,
This is going to
certainly
be
can't be tied to any of the
bad.
number of things we've discussed today.
Hey, Mabari. No
You get
holds
free
barred.
meals.
No holds
Mabari,
barred on
You all look
these.
back at Mabari as he snaps his neck.
Starla, who's hungry?
Oh God, yes, Starla.
Have been hungry.
Let's see who gets the
As
highest
you all
body
see,
count. Let it begin.
Riot.
Moxie thaumaturgies for once and says,
You all
lowest
see
kill count buys the first round of glitter juice.
You all see
Let it
Starla
begin.
as she swoops in. Starla swoops in as she lands right beside you all.
You
Love.
better have woken me up for a good
Dude.
reason.
All you can eat buffet good enough?
Works for me.
It's gonna be good.
As she, in her claws, you see Perry
Perry.
come off.
Glad you could join us.
Gwonk. And Roderick.
Hey, Gwonk. Gold.
There's a
Yeah,
gold
Leon's
engine in
talking
the.
about he's
Oh
ready
yeah,
to launch
that
a
gold
mission.
is all yours.
Well, that looks like a snack.
Get it.
Yeah.
As Gwonk starts to run over to try and catch it, the engine starts running around in circles.
How about I help you catch it?
Give him
As
haste.
King Koopa snaps his fingers, the engine goes over to him. As he hops on top of it, flames sprout from beneath.
Well, I do love this part.
You like playing with fire. We like playing with ice.
Uh,
I was actually thinking about some water.
let's
I was thinking Perry could show him his necks. That's what?
let's go.
Hunting we will go.
A hunting we
As
shall go. A hunting we
King,
shall go.
as King Koopa holds his hammer up, he slams it on the ground as the earth splits and lava starts to come up from around you all. Everyone roll to dodge.
Rolling to dodge. Oh, standard dex. Oh,
Okay.
that's
21.
27.
Well,
that's for a save,
Or wait,
so-
no, athletics. 22.
Or
21.
if it's
13.
athletics, that's a 33. Yeah. Moxie's out of the way of that in no time.
You all see Sloused
Oh, hello.
pop
Hello,
down in
Captain.
front of you all as he takes out what looks like a blunderbuss. And right behind him, you all see Felgalos.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Captain, did you relay my orders?
I did.
Good man.
Excellent.
Who do we have here?
He calls himself King
Koopa.
something or other.
Koopa?
The name.
Claims he will take over this world.
I still think it's hilarious.
You won't. You're going to fail. Miserably.
Now,
Cooper. Kill them.
As
So,
I've told
King
you for a while.
Koopa points, you all
Since-
see an army of draconian soldiers that start coming for you all.
does he still have flames?
As
Does he
uh,
still have
around
flames
the-
around his?
the engine, yes.
I use cast, create food and water and drown him.
Quite loud.
Sorry.
Loud.
I'm just turning you down.
As you create that, the flames go out and they come back.
It's engine McNeck. It doesn't work that way.
Honestly, I thought it would cough out.
Internal combustion.
Not external.
Still.
so are they
As
rushing out of the
King
portal?
Koopa, yeah, they're flooding out of the portal.
Well, in that case, wall of force down in front of the portal, so they can't pour out.
Okay.
Fine. All right. In
There
that
is
case,
still a decent chunk of draconian soldiers that surround King Koopa. As King
Twin
Koopa
glaive, downward moon.
looks up at you all and he puts his hammer down.
This will be fun. And my queen will finally see that she needs to marry me. But now
what?
I will destroy you.
Is this just a
Wait,
show of
I'm
force?
sorry. You're trying to
Hold,
impress a
hold.
girl?
This is just for a girl that you like?
Hold up.
Hey, look, she is a very nice woman.
I'm not going to say
Very
she's
beautiful
not.
lady.
Absolutely.
Of course, but you could probably win her over better with, I don't know, chocolate or flowers or
Or-
cake,
Witty conversation, perhaps.
Maybe-
poetry.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
a nice
tried
dinner.
wine.
that. You tried that as well.
Compliments?
She liked the other guy that I killed,
Okay.
so he's out of the picture.
Okay.
So now I'm going to show you.
Wait a minute. Wait. You killed her boyfriend,
Yes, I did.
Ew.
and you think that's going to make her like you?
Well, currently we're talking
No,
about it.
If
She's
someone
still
killed
not
your
eight.
girlfriend, would you like them?
Depends on how suave and debonair that the
Okay,
dragon
all
just so
right,
happened to be.
All right.
Were
So-
they as
so
suave and
hang on.
debonair as you?
Hang on.
Oh, I think so.
Hang on. So, let's say, for example, Moxie here went over and killed your girlfriend, or who you're
Princess.
hoping to be
Like,
your
say,
girlfriend.
while you're distracted with us.
Yeah.
For
How would
example.
you feel about that turn of events?
Well, that would be very unfortunate.
That's all you have to
So,
say about that.
I like conquering worlds. Getting the girl would be a big plus, but that's kind of my thing.
Would
Meanwhile-
you, feel any resent, maybe, or would you
Yeah, I'd be
suddenly
pretty
feel
pissed
madly
about
in
it.
love with Moxie?
I don't know. It depends. She's kind of a looker herself.
Oh, she's a firecracker. Make no mistake.
I do like
You will-
firecrackers.
Moxie will say aloud, that is the first time in at least 5 years that someone has called me pretty. I must say, it feels nice.
I like the horns. I'm a fan of the.
Thank you.
Would
You should
be.
see
I'm
what you
also
can do
fire
with the tail.
resistant.
I like the tail too. We have a lot in common. So
Yeah.
why don't you come with me? We'll rule this world together.
Honestly, it's a fair sight better than travel.
Survive. You can stick around and you can help us defend this one. We'll talk it out later.
Yeah, it's a weird first date. I kind of like it. All right, Crimson
I'm the queen of strange shit.
Blades.
It's fine. Let's do
You
this out.
will meet the might of King Koopa.
For what it's worth, I really don't want to have to kill you.
As King Koopa slams his foot on the ground, more of the earth begins to open as lava starts to pour out. As you see what look like fire elementals that he
Do
starts
you
raising
mind?
up.
These trees are older than you.
Hey. I don't really care for trees.
Are you just gonna
I'll
stand for
mow
that?
it down and I'll build a nice castle right here. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I think so. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
And
Wahoo!
that is where we'll leave off for tonight, folks. I wanted to thank each and every single one of you for joining us tonight for a spectacular, wild adventure of the Crimson Moon Chronicles. We will be continuing said adventure, maybe this Sunday night, my friends. So I hope that you will join us and see where this wild ride is going to take us.
Hell yeah.
If you've missed anything, please click the links, get caught up. There's a lot to get caught up on in the wild world that is Theris and the adventures of the Crimson Blades. So, we'll see you next week, my friends. I hope you'll join us. Bye-bye, everybody!
Bye.
Eep!